It's all going right. It's all going right. Yeah, that seems okay. And we'll give it a couple of minutes for people to arrive, which today will be an excuse for me to do some karaoke, because what better way to get us warmed up than a little bit of karaoke? And as we're here, we might as well.
Okay, well, looks like I'm up.
Ooh, yeah, this'll do as a warm-up
You
track.
better be into it.
Whoa, 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 Psycho John! Whoa, 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 whoa. Hey!
You've been asleep long as I can remember.
I'm still snoozing away.
Get up, get out, or get gone. Another day in a hell of your
Psycho John!
No chance to dream, gotta get it together.
Hey, 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 hey!
It's just another yes sir, unless you scream out and say no.
Just another yes man.
Block out all the noise and grow a spine.
Hey,
This little box won't save my mind.
Yeah, yeah.
Hey, Tara.
Pry it open and
Wait my head.
How you doing?
Oh, poor little you, whatever will you do?
Psycho!
If you're thinking I'm your bitch, get a clue. Find something else to do.
Come on.
I won't stick around, no.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Oh, poor little you deserve it. Oh, it's true. But the
Psycho!
beating of my heart breaks the chains. Tear 'em all apart. Break me free from this cage. I'm away.
Psycho John! Whoa, whoa.
Break me free on the way.
Come on, break those chains. Come on, Psycho, awake. Na 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 na.
Na, indeed. Kiryu, I was gonna call you Ichiban. There we go, and I can pop the social posts out and say we're going live. How's everyone doing on this April Fool's Day? Tara says, so she's in love with her goth self, question mark? Yeah, the best I can understand that music video to be is Psycho meets her goth self in a Fatal Fury, Fatal Frame-esque, like, horror world, and then she decides she thinks that her goth self is hot, and then maybe there's some BDSM, incest, lesbianism tones going on. Sayako's really into her goth lesbian clone, I guess. Dandelion, you've missed basically nothing. We did the one song in the karaoke where Sayako really seems to want to incest her goth self, and that's all we've missed. Hey, Artist Synth. Yes, how is everyone doing today? Before we get jumping in, I've got drink links to do with Zhao, and do I have a drink link with you, or is it just talk? Sayako and Zhao, I've got drink links. I am having a day today. It's been a whole ass day for me today, and I'm gonna chat for a bit before we start. I'm working on a game for review, and I found a pretty major bug, which was fun. So I had to try and remember everything I could about how I got this bug to work, so I could try and explain to a dev, like, here's what I did to lead to this thing that never should have apparently been possible. I realized I got April Fooled by my Mastodon instance. One of the not Twitters if you're not on Mastodon. I am on tech.lgbt, and I was real excited for most of today that they seemed to have updated the font to a more sans serif font that I found easier to read. And then at like 6 in the evening I realized, oh, it's Comic Sans. It's an April Fool's goof. They gave me a more readable font, and they're going to take it away tomorrow because it was haha meme font. And that was mildly frustrating. I avoided anything April Fool getting me this year until realizing that what I thought was an accessibility update was nope. I was the fool. It sucks. I did end up having a good I ended up having a conversation with the person who runs the instance, and it seems like they are adding the option to manually change your font in response to the response to this. So not great, but it does seem like it's going to lead to more functionality, which is helpful. Pat P says, I'm alright, I finally got to use my painting station at my new desk, then stayed up till 10 AM painting and couldn't sleep because I was thinking about painting. When you suddenly have the ability to engage with the new thing you've been waiting to engage with, sometimes it's easy to do that. Saint Nobody says, in Rise of Rodin, I just picked the defaults in the character creator and wound up picking the girl as the protagonist, so the character would be more different from Sekiro and Ghost of Tsushima. So now I think I'm the madam of a cat brothel, and maybe starting a sapphic relationship with the cat lady concubine. Yeah, that's very possible. Rise of Ronin's pretty fun game, that. Annaline says, if I didn't use an app, I'd set my server to Comic Sans by default. Yeah, honestly, Comic Sans, surprisingly readable font. I wish it wasn't such a fucking meme font. In tests of fonts that people with dyslexia find readable, Comic Sans always rates really fucking, like, consistently very fucking high. Rates way more consistently high than something like Open Dyslexic. So yeah, we've got let's get Sayako's drink link out the way. Last I remember, she runs a hostess club. There's a rich guy who keeps coming in and talking about how he wants to marry her, and he does seem like genuine and nice, but like, you know, there's something a bit off about him, and he's very presumptuous that he's asking to marry her. But also, someone's poaching girls from her club and like spreading rumors that like her club's shutting down and using those rumors to like poach people. And the fact that, like, this rich man keeps coming around and, like, offering to marry her and financially support her is making that a very believable lie. So time to find out if there's any update on that whole situation with Sayako. We're finally getting toward the end of this game now. We're nearly done.
Yeah, but is that really true? I just can't believe it.
I mean, most drink links end with Kiryu going to punch a fool.
I was wrong about the whole thing. I'll go check it out myself. Depending on how things go, this could mean war.
Also, I have a discount vegan Easter egg to eat during the stream today. It's gone past Easter, so it's Happy Discount Chocolate Day, and Jane managed to find vegan caramel vegan chocolate Easter eggs, so yeah, that's my little treat tonight.
At that, especially if it means war.
If I recall correctly, the two of you have talked about it before. About how her girls being headhunted may have been part of a ploy.
That's right. I guess the CEO who's been fawning over her was behind everything.
Not so sure about that. It's hard to say, going by that phone call.
Yeah, Open Dyslexic's a tricky one. I find it genuinely really fucking useful, but I know there are people who find it really unhelpful. It is a really inconsistent one. It's real awkward because like I know my tendency when doing stuff with baked-in fonts was to lean on Open Dyslexic because I find it much easier to read. But I tend to now just use generic sans serif fonts. I tend to use a sans serif that is similar to, but not Comic Sans, because people will just fucking meme about it if it's Comic Sans.
Who else would she be talking
to?
Yeah,
great as an option, probably not the, you know, be-all end-all.
You mentioned your mama. I'm guessing you're one of Saiko's girls?
Oh, don't get me wrong, Tara. I don't celebrate Easter. I celebrate free chocolate, cheap chocolate the day after.
Before I could get a word in.
So the person Saiko was talking to.
Yep, it was me.
What's going on?
Right. You know that CEO making a move on our mama? Turns out he has connections with a rival club.
Oh.
Rich guy with a consulting firm?
Also, didn't you hear? Easter's cancelled. It's Trans Day of Visibility now. There's no more Easter. They deleted Easter off the calendar. The evil trans people like me, we We cancelled Easter this year, so that's why the chocolate's cheap as well. Is, you know, there's no more Easter anymore because we dared share the same day.
Yeah, him. Apparently, he and the manager of the rival club ran in the same circles back in college. Mr. CEO was always looking out for him. Anyway, it sounds like the club manager asked his old pal to keep hounding our mama to keep her from noticing all the headhunting.
So Sayako went to give those guys a piece of her mind. That's what you thought she'd be in trouble, right?
Yeah, she sounded pretty pissed, so I figured I had to stop her.
All right, I'll go check on her then. Do you know
Much as you guessed, Tara,
Yeah,
Kiryu is off to go beat up some fools. The ending of every good drink, Link. The Rainbow Jihad strikes again. I'm never gonna forget that one because it made us all sound so badass.
You've been
Right?
wasting my time. So tell me, was everything just a ruse so you could pick apart my whole crew?
Well, guess this is the end of the line. You caught me. I did help him headhunt for his club, yes. It was a request from an old friend, see. He always comes to me whenever he's in a pinch.
Now, I know this isn't the point of this scene, but this isn't gonna help Sayako with her whole hang-up about like being really iffy about the concept of getting married. Like, this isn't gonna help Ichiban's like I want to marry you someday case. The second person who's tried to like propose to her is a person actively trying to steal her business out from under her feet. Active criticism, you've not missed much. We did a karaoke song. Sayako kind of wanted to make out with her goth lesbian clone in the music video. That was weird. But now we have confirmation. There's this rich guy who keeps trying to hit on her at the host club, and also there's been headhunters trying to steal girls from her host club. Turns out it's the same thing. The guy who's been trying to date her and marry her has been helping steal girls from her club. That's what you missed. Kiryu's gonna go beat up a fool.
Sorry about all this. I'll clean up this mess.
It's fine. But, Psycho-san, listen. I know you're angry, but I think there's been a little misunderstanding.
Uh-huh. Sure there is. But now that I know what you're after, I can see right through you. You're just a pair of scumbags.
Hey, watch your mouth. My friend here makes millions in a month. And you're just a mama from some cheap-ass club.
What, you expect me to change my tune just because he's filthy rich? This is between me and him. So
Frame into
cut off
Focus says,
that.
hope you had a Laura Happy Hoppy Trans Visibility Day.
Guess you didn't need my help.
I'll be honest, I considered like posting some stuff yesterday, and then I went, you know what is gonna make me enjoy Trans Day of Visibility the most? Staying in and not interacting with the outside world at all. I'm gonna be as unvisible as possible, and I had a lovely time. I had a very lovely day not being perceived on Trans Visibility Day, because I was tired, and I was like, I just don't need to be public today. So I was very invisible on Trans Day of Visibility, and I had a lovely time.
Brawl. That's quite a face you're making, Sayako.
Oh. Hey, Kiryu-san. Why are you here?
I got word you were pissed at a guy for using you, but you seem to be keeping a cool head.
Happy Trans Day of
Some of them
Imperceptibility.
snatching up my girls. Well, that and having them swear never to do that again.
Right. So that's why you got yourself a bodyguard. But that makes things easier for us. You know, since I'd rather not lay a hand on a lady, you know.
Can we not?
Yeah, it was either that or do the customary, hey, it's Trans Day of Visibility, throw money at me tweet, but I was like, yeah, can't be lost.
No can do, man. Got hit him hard and fast to come out on top. The guy's hired by the Sayako Makoto. Bet she's got something up her sleeve. This old man's probably gonna put up a good fight.
Finally, someone recognizes
I think
that
you
Kiryu
got
might
that
be
right.
strong and maybe not to fuck
Just
with them.
FYI, you're messing with the wrong person.
Exactly, I'm visible too many
But
days.
I'm warning you.
Happy
he's
day
strong
of
enough to be called a
just
legend.
live in a hole. Unseen,
Like I'm
hide under
talking
the covers day.
Come on, boys!
Okay, Kiryu's gonna beat up these fools who have been stealing Sayako's workers and doing so under the cover of pretend romance. Let's see what your new super move is, Sayako. That's a pretty fun attack. I kind of sidelined Sayako from the party a bit, but this is a pretty fun attack. Okay, we killed that one outright.
You're gonna be in a world of hurt.
Essence of Dragon God attacks all of them. They're level 32 and we're level 50. I think this is a one-hit kill. This should one-hit wipe this, combat encounter, I suspect. Which I think after this, it's only going to be Zhao's friendship quest left to finish. Which, I suspect we probably haven't got many drink links left with him before that's done. That was a pretty reasonably easy fight, that's good. Now, let's hear you defend
I did say
your
you
actions.
messed with the wrong guy.
Wait, please! I really can't fight or anything! This has all been a
Me
misunderstanding.
pretending to want to marry you and then stealing all your workers is really a big misunderstanding.
You? The manager here asked you to toy with me, didn't he? You think I was in a rush to get married since I'm right at that age? So you played it up thinking I'd bite?
Just a second. Why do you insist Psycho's misunderstanding something? Spit it out.
I admit it. At first, I did try to get close to Psycho-san at my friend's behest. He wanted me to draw your attention. That way he could poach all the girls you've trained yourself. As for me...
It's the feel
I
sorry
thought I
for
could
me
have some
music.
fun with a young, beautiful mama who works hard to earn her money with her own club.
Can you hurry up and get to the point already?
He's gonna say he had...
Fuel to the fire right now.
But I developed feelings for you. Not enough feelings to, like, admit that I was helping scam you, but, like, feelings.
Apologize! Just please... let me
Oh no,
say
he's
my
getting down
piece.
on one knee, fuck.
Fine, I'm listening.
After dating you, I started to fall for you. Your personality and your business philosophy.
Sir.
That's when I realized...
Sir,
If I were to find a partner for life, I can't
if
see
you
myself with anyone.
didn't feel strongly enough for her to admit to the
What are
scam,
you saying?
you didn't
If you
fucking
truly
feel
hate
for
me,
her.
Psycho-san, I was kind of hoping I still stood a chance, however slight. I've got money and the
This-
looks.
this
If I
man
present
is the
myself,
worst.
My business is doing well, and I love kids. And I fully understand that my personality needs some fixing.
Wait. Are you seriously trying to propose to me
Yeah.
right now?
I am. I hadn't been interested in marriage at all, not until recently.
You'd been saying you were interested in marriage since day one, because you were doing a scam. You'd been pretending to want marriage for a while, sir.
He's set on the fortune I've made. But Psycho-san is different from them. She cared not a whit for my money. She's always brimming with confidence, even when she relies on someone else. You're beautiful and thoughtful. With someone like you at my side, I'm sure I could learn how to support another. In the beginning,
You can't propose to someone and use your proposal pitch as, I think you'd fix me really well. I'm kind of trash. But, like, if you attach yourself to this piece of trash, I might get better. So, what do you say?
I had considered it a ridiculous farce. But now I believe
Oh.
the perfect family together. That doesn't sound like such a bad deal, right? You can even drop your modest little claim. I guarantee that my old friend will take good care of your girls at his place.
Yeah, you don't end the proposal with, I know I was, like, trying to scam you to steal all of your girls, but, like, you could just, like, voluntarily quit your job, and he could have all your girls.
From a business perspective, surely you understand how this would benefit you.
What bullshit.
Hell yeah.
I'm done listening to your stupid, long-winded excuse, so now you listen to me. First, run off to that little friend of yours. Tell him not to come near my girls. Ever. If he tries to pull another stunt like that again, he's as good as dead in this town. I'll crush that little club of his and kick you two out of Ijincho myself.
But what about my
Yeah,
proposal?
I'm okay with a we can be
I'm
trashed
not done
together,
talking.
but don't put it on the
Yes, ma'am.
I'm trash and you have to fix
Your
me.
words
That's,
didn't get
ugh.
my heart racing. But
Hey,
I
Sparky
admit,
Synth.
it takes balls to propose given your current situation.
She's not wrong.
Maybe that would have worked on some other girl, but not me.
It is a bold move to try and propose at that moment.
I will humiliate you so badly, you will never recover from the shame.
Oh God!
Don't threaten me with a good time,
Ever
Psycho.
come looking for me again, if you know what's best for you. It's over. Goodbye.
You're a tough one. Guess I didn't need to check on you.
Cool. Now that that's out the way, Psycho, like, do you want to have a conversation with Kiryu about what the fuck went down with Ichiban? Because, like...
Unbelievable. Like, seriously, do I only attract guys like him? They all try to weigh marriage with pros and cons, but I don't see a single goddamn pro from my end. Ugh, idiots, all of them. This isn't a joke.
Sometimes that's just how it is.
I'm a businesswoman. I have my priorities sorted, unlike most guys.
Agreed. But maybe you ought to slow down. You're drinking too much too fast.
I feel like there's more going on at Psycho than just that one man. You got something bigger going on you wanna open up to Kiryu about?
Excuse me, but I am pretty depressed right now. Is that how marriage proposals go nowadays? Or am I just old-fashioned?
Hmm? Old-fashioned how?
Well, when I think of marriage, I think of a place two lovers end up after affirming their feelings for one another. But that
Agreed.
CEO and even Ichiban,
Yeah?
they both said the same thing, like how they'd make me happy and what sort of dream we could live out together.
Yeah, just pair her up with her
Something more
goth
important
clone.
than all of that. Why didn't he realize that? And he thought he could get away with it after knowing me for so long.
Look, maybe this is just my imagination.
Uh-huh.
The CEO and Kasuga's proposals, they both sounded the same to you, didn't they?
I mean, Ichiban's was probably worse, but
You-
yeah, they were pretty similar.
You really think Ichiban's was worse? Like, Ichiban's sure was a little presumptive. It was, we've had one good date, and I think we're perfect, and I would love to just dedicate my life to, like, doing anything that would make you happy, and I can picture us having a future together. Like, he was a little overeager. He wasn't... Well, here, this would be a wonderful business proposal. You just give up your job and give all your girls to the guy that I was trying to steal your girls to give to. And, like, you know, I'm terrible, but you could fix me. You really think Ichiban's was worse than that? You really think Ichiban's was... That's fascinating.
Especially when it comes to saying what mattered most to me.
I figured as much.
What makes you say that?
I've spent a lot of time with Kasuga in Hawaii. His awkwardness aside, I do admire his passion. And by now, after having a few drinks with you, I can imagine what sort of date you went on and what you guys talked about. I'm sure he was spinning his wheels, trying so hard to
Yeah,
convince...
look, it's the difference between Ichiban is like a lovable idiot who just like is a complete fucking fool. He's a fool. He's a golden retriever idiot. He's a lovable golden retriever. The other man was actively trying to like manipulate his way out of consequences for trying to scam you out of your business. How are they the same, Sayako?
you. Unfortunately, every point he made to win you over all meant the same thing to you. That there won't be a single con. And that wasn't what you wanted to hear when he was proposing, was it?
Ah.
But you can't bring yourself to tell him that you wanted to hear something else.
Like, I can get this much. Like, I think the way that, like, I interpret this is that Sayako, a proposal for her needs to be... It won't all be... focusing on the fact that, hey, life together won't be perfect sunshine and rainbows every second of every day. But what it will mean is that when it's rough, we've got each other. I think that's what Sayako's ultimately, like, looking for big picture-wise out of it, is not a big list of promises of how someone's going to come in and make sure that there's never a problem ever again in her life. It's like, no. we'll still have problems, but we'll have problems together. And I can kind of get that to a degree. I feel like ghosting Ichiban for the last, like, year and a half is not necessarily the healthiest way to to get that across, but I get at the core what she wanted.
Because of that, you spent all this time not talking to him.
You really think so?
Oh.
Actually, maybe you're right. Maybe that's what this is all about.
I can't answer that question for you. But I do have one piece of
Like,
advice.
I think it is. She's felt awkward about the fact that she's like, it's not that I'm saying no to marrying you, but what you seemed to be asking and what I pictured being asked aren't the same. And I don't know how to verbalize that in a way that doesn't sound bad on my part, and therefore I'm just gonna ghost you. And I'm like, again, the feelings involved, very understandable, the actions taken as a result of them. It feels like a friendship being thrown away pretty offhandedly, but...
Nobody knows when their life will be over. One day, you might be told your days are numbered.
Kiryu-san.
When you're young, you think you have all the time in the world. But the clock's ticking. I don't recommend you end things the way they are. That's all I have to say.
Thank you, Kiryu-san.
No need to thank me. That was just the ravings of an old man.
Active criticism. Can I have the best of both worlds? Can I have goth girl Sayako,
You know, I
but
really
with
love my
the personality of
Keep going
Ichiban?
on about
Can I put
this
Ichiban
baby.
in goth Sayako
Hey now. I was
and, like,
being
just
modest there.
mash him up?
Don't actually treat me like any other old man.
Yes, sir. Anyway, I'll slow down so we can take our time drinking. Come on.
I think it's just
how about-
Zhao left to drink Link with
To what?
now.
Let's see. To this very moment, to enjoy the rest of our lives to the fullest.
Not bad. I'll drink to that.
No, look, I take
Cheers.
that back. Honestly,
Cheers.
look. I lean pretty heavily toward, like, being attracted to women. Occasionally there'll be a man where I'll look at them and go, yeah, I would, and I probably wouldn't say no to Ichiban. He's got a personality that would carry me through. Yeah, I can make an exception for you. Cool, let's see if we... Is it just the one drink Link left with Zhao? Can I see what our, like, levels are? Our bonds. 50, Zhao's level 61. So presumably we can... Okay, we've got 2 drink links to do, but we are a high enough level to finish Zhao's drink links. Yeah, so recap on Zhao's drink links. He runs a restaurant because, like, he wants to have something that's not the life of crime to do. He loves cooking. Some influencer guy came into his restaurant. He has signs up that say, hey, no, like, video recording and stuff within the restaurant, because, like, he doesn't want people causing a ruckus that's gonna, like, you know, interrupt other people's, like, just sitting and enjoying a meal. The influencer got real pissy about it, started leaving, like, fake 1-star reviews online everywhere for Zhao's restaurant because he was pissed off. Zhao's like, hey, he's got his right to his opinion. I'm not gonna, like, even if I think he's lying or, like, he's just pissed off that I didn't let him film, I'm not gonna, like, I'll let him write what he wants to write. It's up to him. I'm not fussed about... I'm not gonna tell someone that they're not allowed to have their opinion of my restaurant. But it seems like some of Zhao's old underlings from when he was in charge in the criminal world have found out, you know, who this blogger leaving all the reviews is, and it seems like they kind of want to fuck him up. And Zhao's like, hey, no, don't do that. Beating up a critic of my restaurant is probably going to be real fucking bad press for my restaurant. That was the gist of where we're at. Oh, Terra, you've written that perfectly. Terra says, the favorite thing I heard was, I'm bisexual in the same way that if there is no Coke, Pepsi is fine. Yeah, I think it's more, I'm bisexual in the way that, like, if there's no Coke, off-brand supermarket own-brand cola, yeah, some, you know, if there's no Coke, that'll do. The own-brand cola will do.
Mind if I join?
I'm not gonna say
Grab
no
a
to the
seat.
own-brand
But
cola.
go easy on the booze, all right?
I know. Sorry for worrying you.
You better be. Usually, not one to say this kind of stuff.
Discount Easter egg. Vegan discount Easter egg.
Actually, remember what we talked about last time? Something new came up.
Refresh my memory?
That business with the blogger. The one who was talking shit about
Thanks for
my
the
place.
recap, Shao.
Turns out the Liumang boys figured out... who
Okay, yeah,
this
his
guy is.
ex
Hey, isn't
crime
that
lads
bad
have
news?
found the blogger.
I doubt they'd kill him, but...
Yeah, I feel ya. I even told them to lay off the guy. And they said they got the picture.
You don't sound convinced.
Oh,
What's up?
since they've been calling themselves my personal guard, well, they probably care more about my honor than I do. Can't imagine they'll sit around twiddling their thumbs.
So, what's your plan?
I gave them an ultimatum. If I find out something happened to that blogger, I'm closing up shop.
Are you serious?
Doesn't matter whether or not it was an accident. If that blogger is ever in danger, I'm packing my bags and skipping town.
That's respectable, Zhao. I'll give you
Ands or
that.
buts about it.
I'm impressed at how quick you're going to take a stand on this.
You're quick to take a stand. I'm impressed. Their hands are tied after hearing all that.
Damn straight. They lay a hand on that blogger, my place goes poof. And everyone knows I don't want that.
Yeah, if your boys
Guess you
really
didn't go that
do
far to
want
show
to
you're not messing
protect you,
around.
respect your wishes.
All that's left is to pray that the blogger gets to live in peace. If he winds up in an accident, then I'm hitting the road.
Sure hope your boys will give it a rest.
I really respect the hell out of Zhao on this.
But that blogger is still talking smack about me. Every single
I
goddamn
can
day.
I can really fucking respect having someone spewing like just really infuriatingly inaccurate negative critique of your work and going, I have the opportunity for them to face consequences for that, and I'm actively like doing everything in my power not to. Like, as infuriating as I find them, I don't like that. Negative consequences for someone's critique of my work is not something that I want to sanction. And to really stand by that is not easy. I appreciate that about Zhao. I really like how he's written on this.
Wish you'd lay off already.
It's a thing that I don't know how.
You know, just a very ordinary, very lame businessman.
Yeah.
Same guy who caused a stink.
I don't know how relatable this is for
Seems
people
like
who
he got
haven't
wind he was being tracked and
published
thrown into hiding.
work, but
Oh, surprisingly perceptive.
I
having
didn't find anyone at his house.
Yeah.
Apparently, he hasn't been going to work.
having been in this position with like books I've published, I know it ain't easy, and it's nice to see. It's nice to see that I've got to do the right thing, even though it sucks. Represented.
Was he local?
Yeah, he lived close to Chinatown. Made some posts about the places nearby. He's actually written some decent reviews. Judging by his analysis on flavor profiles, the guy's got experience.
That's great and all. But he needs to stop antagonizing you on the internet.
See, that's the worst, is when you get a negative review from someone who clearly
I'm not
has
sure if
skill
he
as a
even realizes
critic.
how much danger he's in right now.
Do you want to warn him? That probably causes more problems than
warn
it
the blogger.
avoids.
Doesn't have to be directly. Maybe you could post a comment on his blog.
Wouldn't that come off kind of threatening, though?
Yeah.
I'd rather not add more fuel to the fire.
Ah, yeah, I see your point. That blogger probably didn't think the entire Yokohama Liumang would be out for blood. Even if it's just on the internet. Probably didn't realize the owner was their former leader either.
Definitely bad luck on his part. But his manners were even worse. He was filming without permission, then snapped the moment he got a warning. Ever since then, he's been trying to pick a fight with me on the internet. Seriously, give a guy a break.
But if you want to keep your place running,
This has reminded
then
me
you
of
have to
something
stay
really
safe and
nice that
sound.
happened yesterday.
Let's have ourselves a toast.
I think
As
the
well
conversation's winding up, so I can probably tell you about it.
Yeah, sure. I guess.
One of the really nice things about having
Never been so reluctant to drink before.
having a couple of
telling me.
trans books out, I kept getting Instagram notifications yesterday that were really sweet from, like, a lot of it was UK based, like little local libraries Instagram accounts posting like, hey, it's Trans Day of Visibility. Here's a bunch of like trans books that we have in store at the library that we recommend reading and think are really good. With like gender euphoria usually in there. I had a couple yesterday that were Trans Day of Visibility posts from like one of them was from a mobile children's book library, and they were promoting Me and My Dysphoria Monster as a trans positive children's book that they had in their collection. It was very sweet. I mean, one of the nicer things about Trans Day of Visibility is specifically seeing libraries being like, hey, we have trans stuff Laura wrote. We're going to recommend like 8 books. Here's one of them's Laura's. I'm like, oh, thank you. But that was Trans Day of Visibility for me, was seeing some nice posts from libraries going, hey, go read Laura's thing in our library. Hey, Thimba, how you doing? Right, I think this should be the end of Zhao's drink link as well. In which case, all of the friendships on this side, we have maxed our friendships out now.
Great timing, Kiryu-san.
It'll literally just be finish the stuff with Date, the going and meeting people from Kiryu's past, and then it's literally just go beat the bad guys on this side of the plot. Like, we're really getting to the end game now.
You got a second?
I'm having an alright one thing, but it's been a lot today.
Nah, that's
It's been
not
a
what
long
I
one,
asked.
emotionally.
I'm having a little get-together over at my place. Gonna treat those Liu Mong boys to some grub. You remember that blogger who'd been bad-mouthing me? I figured they deserve a reward for not offing him.
Oh, good for them.
Hooray, we're gonna get to see Zhao's food.
You wanna tag along, Kiryu-san?
Are you sure? I wouldn't wanna get
Thimba says
between
no
you and-
big RGG news today, sadly. Didn't they, like, announce that there was going to be news today? I saw one bit of news out of RGG today, and it was that they're doing auditions, like, voice actor auditions for the next Like a Dragon game. The next Like a Dragon game is not Kiwami 3, but they are probably doing a Kiwami 3, like, pretty soon. Yeah, that was what I saw, is they're starting auditions for the next one, which means there's a new not remake happening. Kiwami 3 isn't happening, right? It's not the next thing they're working on, but they do plan to do it. Yeah, which is fair enough. I thought I'd seen something teasing they had something today, and I assumed it was going to be more like that one CGI trailer for Like a Dragon they did a few years back or something.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. It's about damn time I get to serve the legend himself a meal.
If you insist. No way I can turn you down now.
Now we're talking.
Yeah, I did my best to keep an eye out for April Fool's stuff today. Let me have a look what the good stuff was, now that it's largely done.
Thanks for inviting us, Cao-san.
Your cooking's so good, I starved myself all day just so I can eat more of it.
Thanks for having us here, sir.
Okay, I'm having a quick look at what the date. Look, I deliberately tried to avoid gaming stuff today because I didn't want to get got with April Fool's stuff because I don't do great with April Fool's Day. Here's the highlights according to GameSpot. Palworld is getting a dating sim. Dave the Diver is getting a dating sim that's coming to VR platforms. Cyberpunk. I don't think this is a real... I think this is one of the ones where it's not a real thing, it's just an image. They announced a version of Cyberpunk that comes on many floppy disks. Oh, I did see this one. I thought this one was cute. Pokemon Sleep Champion Tournament 2024. The Pokemon Company's official accounts put out a trailer for a Pokemon Sleep World Championships. competitors battling it out to be the first who could fall asleep. And I was like, that I think is kind of fun. What other ones are there in here that like I particularly care about? IGN did a thing about the Virtual Boy Pro for the Switch. It's gonna turn your Switch into a VR headset. And like that feels like a really fucking low effort April Fool's Day joke. Like I don't mean to rag on you, IGN, but like I have a Nintendo Switch VR headset back there made from the Labo era. Like you can buy VR headset attachments for the Switch and have been able to do so ever since like Zelda got a VR mode for it. Like you're doing a thing. Your April Fool's Day joke is a product that already existed like 6 years ago. Sonic the Hedgehog has a new brand ambassador. Sonic Man, first introduced in 2006's Sonic the Hedgehog. He's just a man wearing a Sonic the Hedgehog helmet. He's now the brand mascot of Sonic the Hedgehog. Power Wash Simulator is going to have an update, apparently. I don't know if this is real or a joke, where you can spray sludge all over environments. You can do the opposite of cleaning. Among Us got some new mode, apparently. Razer suggested making a gaming chair that looks like Doc Ock. Okay, there we go. That's April Fool's roundup.
I stick out like a
There's probably others, but that's the quick list I saw.
Good. We're just here to eat good food.
Hey, guys, over there.
Oh no.
Wait, hold up.
Yo, look who we have here. This guy's snooping on us.
Oh no, it's the blogger.
Who the hell? Hey, it's him, the blogger.
This doesn't look good, Kitty-san.
Internet content creators really are the villain of this game.
Sure seems like.
Usually it's VTubers, but, you know,
What the hell are you doing here?
food critic vloggers,
Talking about? Am I being
just as evil.
Please, let me go.
What's all this about?
This guy's been trying to start shooting Zhao San's restaurant again. Looks like he came all the way here just to look for more dirt.
Is there a problem with that? What's wrong with saying a place has bad food? I have the right to free speech, you know.
Yeah, this...
I'm impressed you got the balls to speak up.
Yeah, this is why Zhao was trying to talk down his boys, because, like, as soon as you start making threats, you start making this vlogger go, like, oh, free speech, oh, this restaurant's attacking my free speech right to say the lies I'm annoyedly spreading about them. Like, this is why you just don't. You just let someone's negative critique just happen.
What should we do with him,
Let it be. Don't threaten to fucking rough them up here. That's just gonna make things worse.
Come on now, you can't do that to a civvy. He's right, you know. The guy's free to post whatever he wants on his blog.
Huh. You can't fool me. You're the one behind the Yokohama Ryuman.
Huh?
Oh yeah, I know all about it. You sent your men looking for me all over Ichinchi.
No, they went looking without Zhao
Knowing
say
that
so.
Gangsters were hunting me down. I decided to look into you too. You're their boss, aren't you? Their former leader. You act like you're not involved in any of this, but you'll sick your dogs on me later.
Hey, kid, you're a food influencer? Do not try and act like you're a journalist right now. If you believe the situation to be what you say it is, this is a group of like, Japanese mafia members ready to, like, threatening to beat you up. Probably don't be like, and I caught you and I'm going to report all of you. It's like, it's not a moment to make a grandstand, food vlogger.
Now, I think you've got the wrong idea. Nobody's gonna hurt you. Ain't that right, boys? Since we're all here, why don't we settle down and have a bite? I've already finished prepping. So, how about it, fellas? Anyway, we're gonna have ourselves a party, so don't mind us. We'll leave you alone.
Really?
Yep. Really.
Wait a minute. Zhao-san. If we let him off, then he might write about all this on his blog just for the hell of it. We gotta take that dude's phone away first. What? No, absolutely not. You can't do that.
The fact that this
Sorry, 1 second. Thimba says, if this is a troll link from the devs, damn, people will be mad. And it's a link to Hollow Knight Silksong on the Xbox store, and Thimba says, Silksong on Xbox and Nintendo store pages are up right now. Surely they've been up for ages? Like, I can't imagine they've only put them up today or anything. Like, I'm guessing they've been up for ages and people have noticed them today. There's nothing on here to say, like, the game is out now or a release date, so I don't know why this would be an April Fool's joke, or that there's, like, anything on... I don't think there's anything to read into this. Like, even if this page was posted today, I don't think that's at April Fool's. I think it's just people have to update their links at some point. Yeah, I would check whether the page already existed before today. April Fool's is a great day for, like, things that were posted ages ago when people have only just noticed them to, like, trend like their news.
This bastard came here knowing Zhao San's our boss. Oh, no doubt he's screwing with us. Probably thinks we can't do a damn thing.
Actually, let me have a check.
He's only got a bone to pick with me.
I'll check whether it went up today or earlier.
We can't. If he's picking a fight with you, that means he's picking a fight with all of us.
Check Wayback Machine.
Might have left us behind, but we still respect you. Even now, you keep acting like a pushover, so now some blogger thinks he can mess with us.
That's right. You even tossed us aside. Gave up the Liu Meng to Komijo. We can't even get things done like how we used to because of this cooperation bullshit to appease a Jincho.
Okay, it does seem like it was updated today for the first time. Maybe? But again, I wouldn't read anything into that.
Boss. We all looked up to you. We thought that if we stuck by you, we could be more like you. Normally, you look laid back, relaxed. But when the situation calls for it, ruthless, reliable...
If they wanted to make an April Fool's joke, they'd have, like, publicized the links. You don't just quietly update a store page and go, haha, April Fool's, you noticed we updated a store backend. Okay, yeah. The export store page appeared today. Listings already exist for eShop, PSN, GOG. Okay, yeah. So, yeah, Xbox just didn't have a store page and it does today. I wouldn't read anything into it.
Guts all over the streets. Let the whole town know that Yokohama Liu Meng's back.
I told you that I'd close up shop if anything happened to him. And I fucking meant it.
But boss, that'd be for the better, right? Wouldn't have to be some chef if he came back.
He wants to be a chef.
Some chef?
Yeah, Zhao-san.
Yeah, crime guys. Being a chef is what he wants to do. It's not that he has to be a chef.
Give him hell, boss.
Don't ruin his chef career in the hopes he'll come back to your crimes.
No way. Am I going to die here?
All right, fine.
I mean, Thimba, I don't know why Xbox updating a store page would mess with the fans' heart. You gotta put a stored page up on some day. It doesn't have to be a day that's relevant.
You'll come back?
Nope. I'm not
like literally any time that the whole like that Xbox page got put live, people would go, "Oh, does it mean an imminent announcement?" Like, there's no day they could put it up where people wouldn't assume that.
Mind taking that blogger somewhere safe? I'll stop these guys.
Wait, Zhao-san.
Yeah, Zhao's gonna beat up his own men to protect the vlogger.
Protect someone like him? Even though we're the ones who have always believed in you?
Yeah, because you're not believing in my new dream of being a chef.
After all, I'm just some chef.
Fair. Yeah. Hollow Knight fans are very eager to jump on literally anything and assume it's a sign.
And these guys are called the Four Beasts, right? We don't want you to bite off more than you can chew.
What? You don't think I can handle it? 'Cause I'm absolutely starving right.
Well, I skipped him saying now. I'm sorry, I interrupted the narrative pacing. Okay, Kiryu, Essence of Dragon God. These are level 40. We're level 50. Not a one-hit KO, but like a pretty good party wipe. Let's do some ladder acrobatics. We'll watch the ladder acrobatics out because this is Zhao's big story fight. We'll watch him be cool for a minute. And one Liumang member remaining. What do we finish you off with? You know what? Just regular punch. Basic ass punch. There we go.
Still as strong as ever, boss. Please, come back. You'll just waste away here.
Look, I'm real touched you think so.
Let him be a chef.
If I went back to being your leader, Ijincho will be split apart again. I promised Sunny that wouldn't happen ever again, and left everything in her hands.
But we've always looked up to you. Still do. If you do make a comeback, we'll follow you to hell and back.
That's so. Hey, humor me for a second.
Yes, sir. What is it?
This Tianyo Zhao you've always admired. Is he the sort of guy who doesn't honor his promises? Is that what you guys think of me? A man who doesn't keep his word?
Okay.
No, sir.
So quickly, one thing that is probably learnable out of that Xbox page going up for Hollow Knight Silksong, it does have an ESRB rating, which previously we hadn't seen the game having. It having an ESRB rating suggests that it's feature complete. Like, that the ESRB have been able to see enough to know what is in the finished game, which is probably a good indicator. Like, there's no exact science to this. Usually, if I see an ESRB rating for a game, I assume it's within 6 months of release. So, take that for what you will about Silksong. It has an ESRB rating. It's probably 2024. I'd assume by September or October of this year it will be out, if it has an ESRB rating.
Good. Glad to hear it.
Hey,
Yes? What do you want?
you saw what happened just now, right? Thus you don't get involved with them any further. I'm sure you felt safe and secure over the internet. But here, you only safe thanks to Zhao.
I'm so sorry, Zhao-san. I'll delete everything I posted about your restaurant. I won't ever come near here again. So please, forgive me for what I've done.
It's fine. Don't worry about it. No need to delete anything.
Huh?
I just want to ask you a question. When you ate at my restaurant, was my cooking really that bad?
Actually, it didn't taste awful at all.
Hmm?
I'll be honest with you. Your food is the best damn thing I've ever tasted in my entire life.
Come again?
Nothing in Chinatown could even come close. I wanted to use every word in my vocabulary to praise your cooking on my blog.
Oh.
I thought maybe I could spread the word, share your food with everyone. So much so that I felt like I was on fire. But when you suddenly told me to refrain from filming inside your restaurant, the descriptions I had drafted in my head just fizzled out. That really upset me. And before I knew it,
You flung your chopsticks down?
I really am sorry about that. I don't know what came over me. Even though I've been wanting to compliment you, I kept thinking that you humiliated me in your shop.
In the end, hatred sprung from your love.
So that's the whole story. In that case, sorry. But I can't let you go home.
Huh? What do you mean by that?
Hey, Zhao, what are you planning?
Now, go ahead and eat your fill. You're gonna recall each and every single word of praise that came to your head that day.
Zhao's drink link story, this is such a sweet ending. I like this a
You
lot.
were pretty spot on when critiquing other places. Now I want to know what you really think. Not anyone else.
I don't know what to say, Zhao-san. This is the first time anyone's ever told me that. No way.
Hey,
was
I'm
this
less
opportunity.
interested in being angry at you for like writing spammy 1-star reviews of my place. Your reviews are really good and in depth. Fucking give me an honest review. I want to see the writing quality you put into critiquing other people's restaurants. Put it into mine. What do you like and dislike? That's a really good attitude to have about, like,
Bon appetit.
oh, Zhao.
Dig in. Wow.
Also, I've looked up some maths about ESRB ratings and
Tasty.
approximately when
Now, are you
games
sure
come
this
out
guy's
based
the
on
real
it.
Deal? All he said so far is that he loves the food and that it's damn tasty.
Aren't those the best compliments a chef
I'll
could
tell you
give?
the results of the
There's
maths
more
I've
where
looked
that
up in a
came
minute.
You better savor it all.
Woohoo! This is the best day ever, Xiao-san. Everything tastes so good. I can't stop eating.
This is, if I can pause in a sec, yeah, this is probably a good place for me to talk about the ESRB stuff. So, a game getting an ESRB rating, it's very hard to accurately say how far that means a game is away from release. Someone did a Reddit thread about 3 years ago looking at 10 of that year's big AAA games and how long the ESRB rating and it releasing. Now, to give you a sense of, like, how wide the scale can be, of that 10 games they looked at, the longest wait was 218 days, which is 180 is about 6 months. About 8 months was about 8 months from ESRB to release, and that was Cyberpunk. So in like a longest case, about 8 months. In a shortest case, across those games was Ghost of Tsushima, which had about 24 days between ESRB rating and release. So that's like the scale we're talking about, but averaging those 10 games, the 10 biggest games of that year, in terms of AAA releases, the time between ESRB rating and a game releasing was about 4 months, which, again, like, let's say we took that as a ballpark figure and went, Silksong has an ESRB rating now. That would suggest by, like, July, maybe August of this year, Silksong could be out. On the other end of that scale, you know, looking at, like, 8 months, could be, like, December, January. But, you know, an ESRB rating means you're less the game is finished, and it would be incredibly surprising if it was more than a year from release. Usually under 6 months, I would say. We're doing math on ESRB ratings because it got brought up that the Xbox Store now has a ratings page for Hollow Knight Silksong, which, like, doesn't necessarily mean anything, but the page did have an ESRB rating on it, and an ESRB rating suggests a degree of closeness to a game being releasable, so that's why we were doing ESRB maths. Anyway, there we go. There's some ESRB number crunching.
That old mess.
But you did. Missed out on my free meal because of you.
I don't have more
At least
up-to-date
that blogger looked like he
data,
enjoyed
but I could
himself.
probably find it when not on
Man ate
stream.
everything you put in front of him.
Huh? Back up a sec, Kiryu-san. You didn't get to taste my cooking at all?
Oh, the blogger ate it all.
Pretty much. Surprisingly.
Well, there'll always be another chance. We're drinking buddies now, aren't we?
Yeah, that's true. But after seeing you fight earlier, I can understand why your boys want you back. You've got a knack for being a leader. Does seem like a waste of talent.
You've not tried his food, though, Kiryu.
But all my life I was taught how to lead others. For as long as I can remember, I was told it was my birthright. And one day I inherited everything from my dad. And now that I've left that all behind, a new world opened up to me.
When is the
There's
next
no way
Nintendo
I'm letting
Direct?
that Not without a fight.
Depends on which rumors you listen to. There was at one point a pretty credible seeming rumor that mid-April we might be getting one. A sort of, hey, here's what's going to see you through 2024, and maybe a little bit of a tease of, like, yeah, here's a sense of when next gen's happening. Now, I don't know how much I believe that, and even if I do believe it, I don't know whether the fact that reportedly the Switch 2 has been sort of pushed to early next year rather than this year, whether that changes that. But that was the last time I heard stuff about a Nintendo Direct, is like a couple of weeks from now. There was at one point a reasonably credible seeming rumor that about 2 weeks from now we're due one.
Being a chef means the world to you.
Yep. There were a ton of possibilities, but the only one that mattered was the one I chose.
I think I get it.
Tossing a wok over a roaring flame, seeing the customers smile after eating my food. Everything's so fresh and new. I really dig the way things are right now. And not only that, but if I can knock back drinks with a buddy from time to time, I'll be set for life.
Sounds good to me. A humble life's not so bad.
Thimba says, I was wondering, if they are in theory doing Kiwami 3, wouldn't that mean you still would need Kiryu? Well, yeah, in as much as it would be a remake of 3, and 3 starred Kiryu, so you would need Kiryu to remake 3. Yep. That is true. Right, okay, we've done all the friendship lengths. Let's go... Okay, so let's go actually progress the plot. We were gonna go try and see Sawashiro. He's the guy who told Ichiban to go to Hawaii. He seems to be working with Ebina on shipping all of the Yakuza from the Seiryu clan to Hawaii to handle toxic waste. But the party has suspicions maybe Sawashiro's like not 100% committed to this plan, and they want to go meet him in secret and work out like, hey, are you actually like working with Ebina, or are you like on our side? Oh yeah, no, like, Thimba, like, my suspicion is, even if this is the last game in the timeline that Kiryu is the protagonist of, which, you know, this game is one big, good, conclusive send-off for Kiryu, I'll say that, they're gonna, I imagine they're gonna remake a lot of the earlier Yakuzas as an excuse to keep offering people games with Kiryu in them. For anyone who doesn't like Ichiban as a protagonist and wants Kiryu around still, they're just going to keep remaking the old ones and adding new ones in the old chronology to keep Kiryu around a while, even if Kiryu's story kind of might end here. Oh, let me find that conversation block.
Say, you think there's someone like Madame Ijincho around here?
Well, I doubt you'd see a fortune teller at, like, every station in town. Then again, maybe she's out there and we just don't know. Nanchan, is there a reason you might want your fortune told?
A reason? I guess so. You know those little easy tear packets for condiments? You can never open those right. It's always stressed me out, and frankly, I'd love to get to the bottom of it.
And a fortune teller's going to help you with that?
Why am I being taken to two different... Oh, that's just the two ends of the
Actually,
station,
I know how
I
you
see.
feel. I'll pry them open, and then whatever's inside will spray all over Jungi. Ugh, so frustrating.
I'm sure Jungi would agree.
Well, you know, there's a trick to those. You just gotta use your nail and put some pressure on it. The bag can't be wet either.
Hey, wait, that's it? It's really that easy? I swear, if this solves it, I'm gonna start getting my fortune told by Zhao from now on.
Yeah, right. I'm as psychic as one of those bags.
Alright, let's go. Head to the Seiryu clan warehouse. Yeah, Sawashiro's whole, like, call was like, I would like to talk... In as many words, it was, I would like to talk, but I can't. Oh, I'm going to be surrounded by so many of my men. You, to talk to me in person, you would have to beat up, like, a whole platoon of people to get me alone. But you'll never manage that, wink, wink. It really seems like he wants us to fight our way in and have a chat with him, not over the phone.
All right. I can't wait to get my hands on this crew.
Oh, man. Bet he has no idea one of these babes is the Queen of Komicho herself.
Ignorance will do you in like that.
Kiryu-san, I don't see Sawashiro anywhere.
If anything, he's deep inside the warehouse.
Here's the plan. We push forward until we see him in person. Anyone who gets in our way gets taken out.
Thankfully, we don't have too far to fight to get to him.
You think you can waltz right in? Don't just fucking ignore me. You want to get dumped in the bay?
If you're gonna bring it, then bring it. Yapping with you is a waste of my time.
That's it. You're dead.
Let's kick these men's asses.
Let's do it.
Okay, they're level 35. Can we one-hit kill them? Not quite.
I
But we are considerably overpowered for where we're at right now, so this is great. Burger's number says, I think that goon is voiced by ProZD. I wouldn't be surprised, like, he's got voices in a lot of stuff. I'm pretty sure he does voice stuff in this, so it wouldn't surprise me if that was him.
It's my turn.
Okay, Essence of Wicked Web again. You know what, we'll watch it because, you know, any excuse to watch Seonhee for a minute. Electrify a bunch of people in the web, always fun. Hey, for a Naruto run, quick!
You're through.
I do love this attack animation so much. Okay, yeah, we did almost kill them all again. Let's... But what? 3 more to vaguely beat up, that'll be fine.
Let's do it. Get lost.
And on his turn, he would die from poison anyway. I think that's it. I think we just waltz in from this point.
Tell me something. Aren't you people here to turn your lives around? Well, let me guess. You think you'll get a clean slate in Hawaii? And all you've got to do is follow orders. If that's how you see it, you'll never return to society, no matter how hard you try. If you're serious about making a change, start by thinking for yourself.
Ooh, Kiryu. You sure told that man in agony on the ground how to turn his life around.
Is a lesson in pain. That's how it works in Komi Jewel.
That's
Guess even Sunhee cuts loose when she's mad.
Alright, let's get inside. Sawashiro, tell me your secrets.
I see the men out front gave you no trouble.
Yeah, they won't be getting up anytime soon. I take it they could use the rest.
Welcome to our not suspicious crime warehouse.
Bargain barrel thugs aren't exactly at a premium.
Pay no attention to the panopticon in the center.
Leaving so many ripe for the picking.
Isn't your job to fix that? Or is this second disillusion of yours just a way to exploit them after everything you've done? This was your chance to light their path.
I won't deny that. You know, one of them said something rather profound. Going clean was like prison all over again. You know, people like us have no freedom.
Yeah, well, Kiryu was...
He must have had eyes on him everywhere. You never know what an ex-Yakuza would
Ichiban was trying to fix that, and you kind of blew up his whole
I'm not
thing.
even at the saddest part. We have nearly 100 people working here at all times, but they only need a single supervisor, if that. What makes that possible is the structure of our warehouse.
What did I say? Panopticon.
Take a look at this observation tower. It's designed so you can't see in from outside. Because of that, you never know when you're being watched. Meaning, you can never slack off.
Yeah, for anyone who's not aware of the concept of a panopticon, it is the idea was that you have a prison that is cylindrical and that you have like one watchtower in the middle and you can't see inside from the outside, meaning that at all times you know you're in line of sight of the observation tower. You could be being observed. Whether you're being observed or not, you know you could be. And as such, the idea was that not only does it make it easier to observe and police the prisoners by making it easier to do your rounds and see them all, but it also causes the prisoners to do a degree of self-policing of behavior because they don't know at any moment whether they're being watched or not. It is a fucking terrifying concept, and it's made great use of in like horror stuff. One of my favorite uses of it is in a horror podcast series called The Magnus Archives. Makes great use of using a panopticon as a big, ceaseless observer a fear of being constantly observed iconography. It's very unlikely that your business premises will contain a panopticon with you not being nefarious of intent. There are very few moral situations in which you would have a functioning panopticon.
They call it a panopticon. Any idea why these were invented?
Oh yeah, what was the interesting news, Thimba?
And twisted, isn't it? These people wanted to escape the dog-eat-dog world of a criminal. Yet what do? Crawl right into another form of prison.
Tell me, why gather them under one roof and then ship them over to Hawaii?
To rehabilitate them, of course.
Is that the only thing Ebina said?
Thimba, not a thing I'm aware
If he
of.
hasn't let you in on anything else by now, don't get surprised when he casts you aside.
You may want to mind your words. These four are some of the Seiryu clan's strongest. And they don't take kindly to insults.
Oh, interesting.
Especially when it comes to Ebina.
Saint Nobody says Jeremy Bentham, who invented the Panopticon, has his preserved corpse on display. You can just go look at it. Are you suggesting that we can ceaselessly observe the creator of the Ceaseless Observation Tower?
Pretty bold for Yakuza in this day and age.
That sure's a fact I now know.
I've seen plenty like that in my time.
Put his corpse kind of near a Panopticon so he never knows whether his corpse is being observed or not. That's the solution.
Now let my fists do the talking.
I love the, like, you're about to attack and dethrone God music for I threw a box at you. Oh, it's okay. It's a weapons box. Ooh. It's such I'm going to plan my assault on heaven music for I threw a box at you and now I'm gonna fight you with a pipe. So over the top.
Trick king, huh? Don't see that every day.
Probably not all he's got up his sleeve. Let's stay on our toes.
That was, look, don't get me wrong, Sawashiro's boss theme is fucking great, but like it's great in a way where it's like it's so much bigger and grander than it needs to be for fight 5 dudes in a warehouse.
Here we go.
Let's. There we go. Ah, I'm glad a person has turned themselves around to pro LGBT content. Cool. Actually, I probably should have done I could have probably done a summon there. Let's do some of the big attacks on this man. Hey, Bellabean. Go, Chef Namba, go. I should give Zhao the chef class. He's a chef outside of being in the crime families. He would look like a nerd in battles. That's the main reason I've left him in this current outfit, but I'm suddenly realizing conceptually it would be great to give Zhao the chef job class. It would make so much sense. God, this game does quick time event battle cutscenes better than any other game. Such good dramatic close-up action.
Guess you're not all show. Now then, let's wrap this up.
Well, back to basics. Wonder what's next.
Got a bad feeling about this. Stay on your guard.
Okay.
Let's finish it.
Big tag team attack. Yeah, today hasn't felt like a Monday properly. I think at least part of that is the clocks changing finally in the UK has thrown me a little bit.
I won't take that.
Ooh. Okay, let's do the big UFO. I mean, yeah, I'm not surprised to hear that Jeremy Bentham was a big utilitarian. I'm not surprised he was a big utilitarian. The idea of Panopticon is incredibly utilitarian. Doesn't mean it's ethical, just means that utilitarian viewpoint would love a Panopticon. Thimba, Hollow Knight update, you can wishlist it now. Yeah, cool. I mean, there wasn't previous an Xbox page, and now there's an Xbox page, and you can wishlist it on there. That, again, a wishlist button, to me, says a lot less than the fact there's an ESRB rating, but... Yeah, very much. No amount of utilitarianism you tell me about Bentham would surprise me. But, yeah, for anyone who wants to wishlist Xbox, cool. You can wishlist Hollow Knight now. Let's go. Oh, I love that I can just break out of turn-based mode. So satisfying.
Learning more every day.
Hell yeah. Sweet. Strong.
Right. Now that everyone else is down, Sawashiro, tell us your fucking plot. Are you on our side? Are you on Ebena's side?
We did it. We really did it. We beat Sawashiro.
Oh god, yeah, people have been... For a while, my Nintendo Direct bingos have always had a no Silk Song space, because at this point, it's the wiser bet.
You need to get me out of here. I can't speak freely around them.
Feels like you want to tell us some stuff you're not supposed to tell us about your criminal accomplice.
Hey, let go! What do you think you're doing?
Good act, Sawashiro. Well acted.
Better if they don't know where I am. Quick, throw me in the water.
Sure that's a good idea?
Not much of a choice here. Meet up at Ichi's place after.
Wait, Kiryu-san, seriously?
Yeah.
What'd you do that for?
We're done here. Next up is Ebina.
Oh, guy's just full of surprises, isn't he?
Tell me about it. But I'll admit, hearing Sawashiro scream as he plummeted into the sea, priceless.
Sure didn't see that coming.
Okay, Sawashiro, come meet us at Ichiban's place and tell us what the fuck is going on.
Now it all adds up.
Yeah, we made plans to meet up at Kasuga's place.
Does mean we're trusting him after all?
Depends on how our conversation goes. Maybe we'll get to see him in disguise.
Oh, this is gonna be good.
Sawashiro, give us all the deets. Tell us about all your plot stuff happening. The fact that Sawashiro got thrown in the river and still somehow beat us back here is impressive.
I'd appreciate you sticking to the point.
Including finding a disguise.
Time, you know.
All right. But first, we need to know where you stand. Who is Ebina to you?
The visionary responsible for the Second Great Dissolution. And a man after Masumi Arakawa's own heart.
He's just a very good swimmer.
But in light of his recent behavior, I'm sure you've noticed something's up by now.
Yeah. The Second Dissolution's just a smokescreen.
Oh, what?
A shiny ad to pull in fresh recruits.
Are you suggesting that the reason that the Yakuza framed Ichiban of a bunch of criminal shit and got his reforming all the ex-Yakuza shut down is because the Yakuza weren't really gonna collect all the Yakuza up to close them down. They were gonna use them for Yakuza stuff. Oh, surprise.
But I found that out too late. After sending Ichi to Hawaii.
Gee, isn't the timing convenient?
It does sound that way, but if it was a lie, I'd expect something a bit more convincing.
He has a point. Look at that. Your slimy reputation precedes you.
It's so obvious. It's believable.
Let's talk about Kasuga in Hawaii. He's there to lure out Akane-san, isn't he? And it was Ebina who proposed that. Likely to curry favor with Bryce. Sound right?
Right on the money.
If that's the case, why are you still working with him? You had to have known the hell Akane-san's going through.
Once you know enough of a crime syndicate secrets, you can't just walk away very easily.
Boss loved?
Yeah, but don't forget, Ichi's over there. As long as he's in Hawaii, Akane-san's in good hands.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Placing your bets on Kasuga.
Akane did kind of get captured.
Sounds like you trust him.
Something like that. But with him on the job, I can focus on the real work I gotta do.
Real work? And that would be...
Putting Ebina's fake plan into action. I'm gonna see the second great dissolution.
Okay, so you're like, I'm gonna work with. There's a guy who's pretending to dissolve the Yakuza because he wants to like build the Yakuza up. I'm gonna work with him to actually dissolve the Yakuza. While I'm like, I'll pretend to, I'll be with him pretending to break down the Yakuza, so I can break down the Yakuza.
But if I have any hope of doing that, I need to know Ebina's true motive.
Motive for what?
The waste management business he's running with Polycana. It has something to do with nuclear reactors. Specifically, the waste these reactors pump out.
What?
Nuclear waste? As in from power plants?
Yeah. On one end, there's spent fuel rods, which can still be repurposed and weaponized. Falls in place, they could easily fall into the wrong hands. On the other end, there's dirt, water, concrete, equipment, and what have you that end up getting contaminated.
All the shit that Kiryu got cancer while handling.
Not as deadly. There's a lot of it. And with Japan dragging its heels in the decommissioning process, we're left with mountains of waste that'll
See, this is why Kiryu was working with toxic waste.
Silo it off in temporary storage facilities. And hope a solution.
This is a very real world problem that is happening. Oh yeah, here is Kiryu working in the place. Hey, so yeah, let's put the pieces together. Japan has way too much nuclear waste that they don't have anything that they can do with. The guy who was rebuilding the Yakuza, the Ebina, the guy rebuilding the Seiryu clan, is sending a bunch of waste from Japan to Hawaii using ex-Yakuza as workers, to the island owned by Bryce, the guy who killed some people to fake being in control of a religion, because that religion owns an island that's meant to be sacred and no one can go there unless they're part of the religion. Perfect place to hide a shit ton of other countries' nuclear waste for profit. So Hawaii is going to be used as a nuclear dumping ground.
Oh yeah, I hear about that on the news every now and again. No matter where they try to build these facilities, the locals always fight against it.
That's precisely what Polycana honed in on. For over 20 years, they've been stashing nuclear waste from around the globe on their private island. You know it as
Melee Island, right? According to Polycana, that's paradise. A reward for only...
Maybe it once was. The religion has kind of been hijacked,
real
though.
fitting, isn't it?
Using sacred ground to hide away toxic waste. Bryce has a real sense of humor.
Also, the fee they charge for processing the waste isn't cheap. And I'm sure Ebina gets a nice cut. But beyond that, I still don't know where all our ex-Yakuza factor in. My guess is they're needed for loading and transport.
So that's it then. Ebina's
Yeah.
yet another
You can lowball them on pay and make them do risky work because you know that they struggle to get any other work in society.
Malekana's willing to bear the brunt of Japan's nuclear waste problem? In spite of all the issues, isn't it a win for the country?
From what I understand, each country's responsible for its own nuclear waste. How does Ebina plan on going around the law?
Well, he won't have to if they loosen regulations. Politicians, bureaucrats, and investors are all waiting to jumpstart the nuclear industry in Japan. And to keep the money flowing, they'd build even more reactors if they...
If you offer politicians a solution that lets them make more money,
They'd also
they'll...
welcome any waste disposal method that seems convenient. So if one day you hear the TV saying how the government wants to ship its waste offshore, that means they've already started trying to sway public opinion. And eventually, a change in legislation will follow.
Wow, that's insane, right?
This dungeon sub-boss says, using a sacred paradise to store the waste of the capitalistic world just seems so on the nose. The game tried to warn you really early on that this was the plot. Because way before we had any idea, like, that Bryce was the villain, or why Ichiban's mum was being looked for, or that there was secret nuclear waste stuff going on in Japan. Do you remember the stupid Animal Crossing minigame, Dondoko Island, that we spent, like, a couple of weeks of streams on? You remember how that was about a beautiful, untouched island just off the coast of Hawaii being used as a dumping ground for rich people's waste? The waste from, like, other islands around that, you know, were willing to pay a lot of money to have criminals, the washbucklers, move that trash away from their island and onto someone else's island where it wouldn't be seen as a problem, where no one would pay attention to it, destroying this beautiful island one bit at a time through using it as a landfill for other islands' waste. Yeah, Toilet Land! The toilet island that we filled with 500 toilets. That was telling us the fucking plot of the main game. That the world was about to try and use Hawaii as a nuclear dumping ground. I fucking love Dondoko Island, because it's so obvious when you look back that Dondoko Island is just trying to tell you what the main game's plot is. Like, a good, 30, 40 hours before the game tells you. And I think that's fucking beautiful.
There's a chance Ebina and Pelicana could legally be in the clear. If only it weren't the Yakuza and a cult, I might have just took it and shrugged. Sorry if this sounds biased, but there has to be an ulterior motive somewhere.
There absolutely is.
In other words, you're sticking with Ebina to figure out that motive.
Yes.
You say that, but did you really need to blow Kiryu-san's cover? You know, on the Tatara channel?
I merely read the script I was given.
Alright.
It's true that for Ebina, the second dissolution might just be
Oh.
a means to an end.
Simba says, why don't RGG, the studio that make Like a Dragon, why don't they make a game about the all-female biker gangs from Japan? Can you send me some links, for research purposes? Because I like the thought of that. And I would like to see some all-female biker gangs that I can look at and go, yeah, I can play as them.
However, if Masumi Arakawa were alive, this is something he would have wanted. And if whatever Ebina's planning would subvert that, I'll bring him down from the very foundation.
I see.
When that time
Mosuzoku
comes,
biker girl gangs.
I would hope to have the Dragon of Dojima's support. That's why I went through all this, to speak with you.
Oh.
How could the Great Dissolution...
I could go for a game about these biker gangs.
The Yomi Alliance crumble like this? People put their lives on the line to open up a path for the future. But all it took was 4 years to fail.
Kiryu-san.
Guess your plans weren't so airtight. As a country, Japan's not exactly kind to those who make mistakes. Far from it, actually. So yeah, these ex-Yakuza had nowhere to turn but Ebina. Getting back on their feet wasn't
Oh, I want a game about these biker gang girls now.
Something's not right.
Oh.
It shouldn't have been like this. This wasn't the plan they told me about. The plan we all believed in.
Sorry, who are they?
The leaders of the Great Dissolution. Daigo Dojima, 6th chairman of the Tojo clan, along with Goro Majima and Taiga Saejima.
Oh, it's all Kiryu's big crime friends from the past games. Maybe they can help us. Here is Daigo, sad by some cliffs in the rain. Well, it'd be cool to have their help maybe dealing with this. Are we going back to Hawaii or are we sticking in Japan for now? I genuinely don't know. Okay, we're back to Hawaii for a bit. Nele Island.
Wise decision, gentlemen. Be it poison of the soul or the soil, trust that Palakana's fires will purify. Let it cleanse your sins and your refuse. You are all now members of my family. In due time,
all the crime boys are in now.
A new energy initiative. Finally, your great nuclear reactors will come to life again, enriching us all. Truly, those fortunate enough to be gathered here will be made prosperous, will be made fat with wealth.
We are in your debt, my generous sage. On behalf of all citizens of Japan, thank you for cleansing our nation. I've spoken to the minister. We're clear to begin reopening the power plants.
My humblest gratitude.
If I may be so bold, you are a ray of silver light that has shone upon our burdened economy. In so many words, a savior.
Let us not forget our silent partner, Ebina-san. We owe this day to you as well. You deserve far more glory than we can offer.
Indeed. You've done a great deal for us, Ebina-san.
You honor me, Chairman. Once my organization is restructured, I look forward to
This dungeon sub-boss says, you know, if I found myself in a call with a Yakuza boss and a Hawaiian mob boss, I'd question if I'm the bad guy. These are politicians. They don't care if they're the bad guy. They care about, can we make money? Like, morality has no role in the situation. This guy's offered us a way to make a lot of money pretty quietly.
sharing the public eye with you.
That's what we want as politicians.
Graciously accept your guidance, now and in the future.
Apologies, gentlemen. I fear our time is up. I'm overdue for a ritual with...
What's the difference between a politician and a bad guy? Perceived legitimacy. That's it at the end of the day.
What is it?
We secured the girl. She's coming in on the next boat.
And am I supposed to be impressed by this? Had you settled this earlier, I wouldn't have relied on Ebina's help. If ever there comes a day when he uses this against us, it'll be your last, Dwight.
They won't, I swear.
Well, here it goes. Cult leader is training up his next generation of teenage cult loyalists.
You have all been chosen. Father Bryce has granted you the right of fire. Now, forsake yourself to the flames and save these lowly sinners.
Oh, Watase, yeah.
Keep going. Their impurities have not been fully purged. They are to be unspoiled, nothing less.
Yeah, you know a religion has kind of gone off track when you start training up the child soldiers.
You have made me very proud, my children of Palikana. Even if the world were to collapse into darkness, I'm confident your flames would
This
light
man
the
needs
way.
to not be in charge of a religion. It would be real good if we could get him out of control of the religion, perhaps using a little girl who is the actual next age of Palikana, you know, or something.
You're still awake? You're no good to her, exhausted, you know.
Oh, Yamai's getting nice. He's softening up as a person.
Lonnie!
I'm so sorry, Akane-san. It's all my fault.
By the end of this, I really like Yamai as a character. I hope we see more Yamai in this series.
Fucking hell. What a sorry sight. Hey. Ah! I don't particularly give a shit if you run out the clock bawling like a child, but remember one thing. Kazuma Kiryu's still out there, and you've let that man down too many times already. He saw something in you. Somehow.
Kiryu saw the potential to be the next series protagonist in you, Ichiban.
Right. It's time to go.
I'm gonna be your asshole sidekick.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be your Majima. I'm gonna get you to live your potential. Alright, so let's quickly check in with everyone. Okay, we thought Akane-san, we found Akane-san and Lani, but then they took it all away. Okay. Okay, thanks for taking care of Kiryu. This place was a rescue for people who needed it some way or another.
Yeah.
Oh. Get him through here a little.
Thank you.
Hey, how you doing, buddy? I know we've been buried in shit before. This time feels like the
No.
deepest. No use wallowing. We gotta go after Lani while she might still be on the island. You've got people tracking the Barracudas and the Ganji. If we're lucky, someone might cough up some info on the girl.
Hey, Adachi-san. Is Chi-chan around? She was here a while ago.
Shit. You don't think... Could she have bailed on us?
I mean, maybe.
Seriously?
She did, like, completely betray us and probably thinks we hate
The
her.
whole time, Age's been using her to play us like suckers. Maybe she figured, now that the truth's out, we'd take revenge.
But Chi-chan tried to warn us, didn't she? When Polycana was on their way, she came
I
clean.
mean, she came clean a little late to be useful.
She has to know she's still one of us.
If she'd come out like 5 minutes earlier, if she'd come clean, we'd have
Chi-chan
probably
given
forgiven
Age
her a
up
lot
just a
better,
few minutes
but...
earlier, Lonnie might still be here. Hanawa-san and
Yeah.
Dad might still be alive.
I'm sorry, Kasuga, but Tomi's got a point there.
You too, Adachi-san. She must have had a good reason. Chi-chan wouldn't cut and run. I'm sure she's still around here somewhere.
Yeah, that's the thing. If she'd come clean in the car,
Chi-chan? Damn it, there's
we'd
no
have been
answer.
fine.
Chitose, her name was? I just got a report in. She took off on her own a while ago.
Chi-chan?
Matter of fact, she swiped one of our pistols on the way out.
Cool, Chi-chan.
That takes skill. My men know how to keep them under lock and key.
Yamai, when did Chi-chan leave? Do you know?
We clocked the piece missing just now. Girl must have left half an hour ago at least.
What would she want a gun for? She'd be going after Lonnie on her own?
No way in hell.
That's not what my gut's saying. She's going after them. AG and Palicana. She must know where they are.
We can't let her. Chichan will get herself
If she
killed.
knew where they were, surely she could have been like, "Hey, I know where they are. Come with me. Give me a gun."
Know where she's going, but we don't.
Why would Chichan? Why would Chitose? Why would you go alone to try and save Lani, and not just go, "Hey, I know I fucked you all over, but I do know where they probably took her, and if you come with me quick, we might be able to save her." Okay. We're gonna talk to the tattoo lady. She might know what's up. How is side quest looking on this island? We gotta do one more fight with Asakura. I think that's really it right now. We're level 35. We're not the worst level. I know she can't hear me, but I can still say things at her as if she could. I'm annoyed, and I need to put that somewhere, and that is talking to the video game. I'm gonna try and go do the... I'm gonna try and very quickly finish the MMA plotline. I'm level 35. I can probably handle the MMA storyline. We're like 15 levels behind the other part of the game, the Kiryu plot, but we'll get there. This was the man who just wants to get stronger at fighting. He keeps wanting to fight Ichiban. Okay. Neither of them called the other out. They're surprised to have bumped into each other.
What?
Oh, it's these shitbags. They just want content for their YouTube channel. They're trying to make the two of us fight. They're gonna try to kick the shit out of us for YouTube clout. Oh, and they brought some hired goons with, like, nail bats and shit. Okay, so we're not fighting each other this time. People only want violence. Beat them, stab them, fill them full of bullets. That one makes the headlines. Right, damn YouTubers. This entire game is what if the secret villain was VTubers and YouTubers and food bloggers on the internet and influencers. Okay. Cool. They want to kick off their career as influencers by like shooting a YouTuber. That's gonna go great for them. Yeah, let's take these guys out. You can't put videos of you murdering people on YouTube and expect to not get demonetized, guys. At least we have Asakura. Oh, they're like what, level 43? Fucking hell. I might not be ready for this fight. If I can survive long enough for it to be my turn, maybe we can survive? I did not realize the level disparity was going to be this huge. Let's spend 300,000 on a VIP rated summon of this one good summon we've got.
I'll book you on 5 counts of obstruction.
Come on. Okay, she's gonna do like 3,000 damage to every enemy. That plus a orbital space laser might... I think orbital space laser's 1,000. Be about 4,000 damage. That might be enough to survive this fight. And if it is, I should level up several times. Ugh. Oh, I'm aware of the guy who got... I'm not aware... Okay, I wasn't aware of one getting naked on the Pirates of the Caribbean. I know someone got naked on It's a Small World recently. That was a whole controversy. Someone took all their clothes off and climbed all over It's a Small World. Oh, now I'm gonna have to survive until another mid-phase. Oh. Don't do this. If I select restart, can I restart from this phase of the battle with full health? Because if I do, I could do big summon again and maybe be okay. Does this revive me from phase 2? Because if this puts me in at phase 2, I can probably survive long enough to get off 1 Poundmate Summon and maybe power my way out of this fight. Is this the very start or is this phase 2? I don't remember. I think this is phase 2. The one you were mentioning is an old YouTube video. The guy got away with it because it went for the art category. He was naked singing the theme of the Pirates of the Caribbean. Well, good for them, I guess. Fuck it, another 300,000. I can grind some cash off stream. I kind of just want to beat this slightly over-leveled side quest and speedrun leveling a little bit. Yeah, do another... No, I guess we restarted at phase 1. Or did... No, it's just 3 of them left? I guess we have progressed. Or we're doing a team-up attack of some kind. God, it's gonna have used up almost all of my cash, but we might just about make it through this fight. Okay, we need Kiryu to survive until his turn. Trying to blackmail Ichiban. No, don't charm Ichiban. Ichiban's our only, like, good damage dealing option. I need him to orbital space laser right now. Asakura, you just don't have the damage output to beat these guys before Ichiban runs out of health. Come on. Attack Asakura. This feels so fucking wasteful, but I'm gonna try. Oh, that was just a regular revive. I didn't revive with full health. I needed to revive with full health. Okay, in that case, I'm gonna need the attempt to charm Ichiban to fail, because if it doesn't, I'm kind of screwed. Oh, it's gone back to this phase. Of course it has. I might just have to accept that this ain't gonna happen. I'll come back here with a slightly higher level. I guess I won't do the fight that I'm 15 levels under-leveled for right now.
Damn it.
I'll have time to come back for it. Off stream, I'll go do the other segments of the dungeon that I haven't done yet, and that'll level me up a bit. Anyway, fine, we'll go and try and find Lani before she's shipped off the island. Thimna says, well, you could be like me and just lower the difficulty. Yeah, I could, but, like, I don't need to. I'm having fun at this difficulty. I'm not leveled enough to, I don't know, do a fight that I'm 15 levels under-leveled for, but, no shame in doing that. I'm happy to just come back in a bit. Okay, Tattoo Lady, do you know where they could have taken Lani?
Don't you even dare.
Here's the thing. I play on easy on anything where I have to have, like, reaction times and do stuff in real time. But RPG stuff, I'm like, I can just be persistent until the numbers are better. So, like...
Lani's been kidnapped. Akane-san could have been killed?
Guess word travels fast, huh?
What a fool I was, trusting a bunch of blundering punks. I leave them in your care and it all goes to pot? Lord, help me.
Come on, it's not like that. Wait, let us try to make things right. Chitose, do you remember her? Has she been by here?
Why? She finally get fed up with you dimwits? Actually, I think I did see her go by a little while ago.
Please say you know where she was headed.
What? Do I look like a mind reader? I've no clue, and plenty of times passed since.
Yeah, I get it.
Chitose's going after AG. That much we can be sure of. Either for payback or to rescue Lonnie. Either way, wherever he is, she'll be.
What's that mean for us?
Means if we find AG, we're bound to run into Chitose too.
No, shit. Well, we don't have any leads on him either.
Still another way to go. It's something. What do you think, Kasuga?
The Daidoji safe house, maybe? H-chan. He was there the whole time, keeping tabs on our every move. Maybe he left something we could use.
Well, stands to reason. The only thing, at least you're probably still working the scene. We'll just, keep our distance.
Yeah.
Luchigata says, how do you have time to play other games and this at the same time? Currently playing Lost Judgment. It's eating my free time. Lots of late nights and early mornings because playing through stuff's my job. I gotta have like 2 to 3 new opinions about a video game every week. A lot of dual screen, like playing a video game at the same time as doing other things. My life is very much dictated by experience enough of multiple video games to have opinions. That is the life I have chosen to live. Ooh, we got a thumbnail for accessibility. That is looking fab.
Right
I will let Jane know.
The police sure moved fast on this one.
I'd say they've already carried out the bodies.
Well, that is a future accessibility episode that I can't yet talk about, but it has a very good thumbnail.
No passport, and now no Kiryu-san or Daidoji faction to back you?
Really? Are you quite sure of that?
You guys!
Whoa, who's this? You know him?
Perhaps you don't remember us. We served Hanawa as his elite aides. During the attack, we were procuring Akane-san's plane.
Oh yeah, that.
We had no idea what was coming. We're aware of what happened thanks to the surveillance camera.
Some of the Daidoji aren't dead, and it's the ones that have access to a plane that could get someone under the radar, get them to Japan. That's good Daidoji people to have still alive. The ones who, if we can get our hands on Lani, we could get Akane and Lani on a plane and out of Hawaii.
Eiji Mitamura was a polygon.
What's Cult of the Lamb's April Fool's Day joke, Thimba?
This seems so. About Hanawa-san and everything.
You needn't say anything. His death wasn't your fault, Kasuga-san. Mitamura played his hand well and outwitted us all.
Lammies, your very own Cult of the Lamb fast food chain.
Yet became short-staffed.
Well.
Our focus on Polycana left us vulnerable to certain flanks. This was a miscalculation on the part of our superiors. We'll report it as such.
And finally, someone who doesn't blame everything on Ichiban.
If not for you, Akane-san would still be missing or dead. Hanawa died believing in our organization and this mission.
If you say so. But it's not that easy for me to believe I wasn't partly responsible. Hope you get that. That's why I'm still involved here.
Believe me, we know your psych profile. We'd like to offer you our assistance.
What's that mean?
Let's find a better place to speak. Eiji Mitamura is in our sights now. We've much more intelligence than before. I'd like to share our findings with your party. It should prove.
Let's have a conversation about like secret intel, not in the middle of the street.
Kiryu-san's old hotel room would serve. I trust you remember it. Our group will head there first. We shouldn't be seen traveling together.
Yeah, now that we know AG is the villain, the intelligence agencies are like, oh yeah, we should probably keep an eye on him and work out what his deal is. And that's good, because now we've probably got some intelligence on where to find Lani.
Raise them right.
Okay.
Cool, let's head to the hotel. Zoom. Got this. I mean, maybe no one would suspect you were having a secret conversation out in an open area. They would certainly hear you were having a secret conversation. They'd be able to overhear all of the secret details, so, swings and roundabouts. Right, in we go. Secret hideout. Secret hideout. In the hotel.
We've been waiting
Secret,
for you. Come in.
secret. I've had secret tunnels from Avatar: The Last Airbender stuck in my head for weeks.
Were you the ones who booked the room?
Yes, we arranged it. We were aware of Kiryu-san's condition, but once again underestimated the dangers he would face. Initially, Akane-san's procurement was our sole and simple objective.
But in that case, your mission would be accomplished by now. Akane-san's at Yamai's place as we speak. You could just grab her.
Indeed. Why don't you have a seat? This may take some time to explain.
Come on, give us all that juicy plot. What's up?
To put it briefly, Daidoji's plans now extend beyond Akane-san herself. Polykhana's actions have illuminated certain aspects of the mission which were otherwise obscured. That is, Akane-san's charge, the girl Lonnie, is Polykhana's true target.
So Daidoji faction, Yamai's gang, it's all the same story.
Excuse me?
Yamai was chasing Akane-san without any idea why, just like you. All over Hawaii, people were hunting Akane-san just because they knew someone else was too. Everyone, desperate for a little more pull underground or a one-up on their enemies.
I understand. From your perspective, we may seem all too similar. Except, we have always known why Akane-san was sought after by Polykhana. It was no mere spurious chase.
What's it all about then?
This information is not to be uttered outside of this.
Okay, chat, keep this secret.
Polykhana
This
has
is
negotiated
secret.
a backroom deal with our government.
Oh, have they now? And so, you can do better than that.
Nuclear power is returning, and as for radioactive waste involved, Polykhana has offered.
Okay, so everyone's just getting caught up to speed on
We've been
nuclear
told
waste
Nana
is at
Island,
stake.
Their nerve center possesses the facilities to see it buried. Polykhana was able to coordinate this arrangement thanks to one man, Ebina, of the Seiryu clan.
Ebina? Seriously?
Yeah, Ichiban, the man had a fucking panopticon in his warehouse.
Reactors can pose more harm than good because of it. Considering that, Ebina and Polykhana represented a true godsend. The men at the top couldn't be happier, of course. They could restart the generators, construct new plants, even export them to smaller nations for massive profit. However, the Daidoji faction knows when something is too good to be true. We are certain there's some sort of pitfall lying in wait here.
Okay, a pitfall? What do you mean?
Probably getting blackmailed by the guy hiding all of your nuclear waste, I'd guess.
To understand Polykhana's true intentions, superficial negotiations.
Like, if you have a physical landmine of toxic waste that a government secretly hid, it's gonna be easy to blackmail some politicians, probably.
Akane-san and Lonnie?
Yes. The Daidoji faction has seen fit to share that with us under the circumstances. Hanawa's death was unusually blindsiding.
So give it to us straight. You Daidoji guys. You're like actual evil masterminds.
We are a shadow power in Japan. That said, the shadows aren't what they once were.
So why come to Hawaii and play proxy war with Polykhana? It can't just be as simple as stopping a bad deal.
You misunderstand us entirely. Our interests lie solely in the prosperity of Japan. We simply place our focus on long-term planning rather than short-term profit. Polykhana's waste disposal is unlikely as secure as they claim, nor worth what they'd siphon from our taxes. When the future comes, what sort of country will our children inherit? That's the question every patriot must answer honestly.
Huh. Spoken like a true man in black.
I've got a question. Assuming we get Lonnie back, what would be your next move?
Just as before, we would escort her out of Polykhana's reach. We still have our aircraft prepared.
Okay. In that case, let's say that right now, our goals are the same. Keeping Akane-san and Lonnie from Polykhana's hands.
Certainly. Only one impediment. The man who betrayed us for the enemy.
Yeah. Achan.
I wanted to believe you, Achan.
More about him?
You seemed like such a cool character.
Surprisingly, that's actually his real name. Started out as a political reporter for the Toto Post.
H-Shun worked at a paper?
Indeed. Until his abrupt termination.
Oh, this is where we finally start getting some insight on
He was
AG.
found guilty for vehicular assault.
Some kind of hit and run?
Seemingly. However, Mitamura insisted he was framed by Yakuza in his testimony. He specifically named the Arakawa family, saying they were colluding with the police commissioner.
What?
Apparently, he'd been on their case for some time, picking up evidence of corruption. Mitamura was good enough at his job to be considered a threat.
Okay, so now we have, like, a specific tie to why he would be so personally invested in fucking up Ichiban's whole deal. Oh, Arakawa, basically Ichiban's dad. Eiji blames his Yakuza faction and the Yakuza generally for fucking his life up, so gotta get some revenge.
And so, he had to be silenced. So, after another long, exhausting day on the beat, our reporter was driving home when... Suddenly, a pedestrian steps in front of his car.
And AG says it was the Arakawa family setting him up.
No real proof, of course. Then the car's EDR footage was examined in court. The victim was moving erratically. Even so, there's still nothing conclusive there. And when the victim denied any connection to Arakawa, it was the final nail. Fortunately, with only minor injuries sustained, it was ruled a fairly slight driver's error. He got off with a fine of a few 100,000 yen. However, his public reputation was another matter.
Supposing the Arakawas really were behind the accident. Regardless of the verdict, they got what they were after the moment it happened. She said AG had no
Night,
clue.
Artisynth.
Why do I feel like you know there's more to it?
Even if the Arakawa family planned the incident, Masumi Arakawa's involvement is doubtful at best. No single reporter, however much noise they're making, would draw the Patriarch's attention. That said, Joe Sawashiro is another matter entirely. We would have to admit, this seems quite like his handiwork.
Well, if it's really true, then AG and I have way more in common than I'd have thought. Mafia, Yakuza, whatever. We both had our lives fucked by these people.
I mean, yeah, like, I do like that AG and Tomizawa's origins do seem to be pretty big mirrors. They're both like, hey, a criminal organization for one reason or another made me take the fall legally for something I was not responsible for and fucked up my life in the process. But Tomizawa and AG are, like, great examples of how different your response to those situations can end up being. This dungeon sub-boss says, these Yakuza screwed up my life, so I'm going to do crimes and harass children with these other Yakuza. AG, probably. I mean, that's not that far off of a description of what Tomizawa did. One crime faction fucked up my life, so I ended up going and working for a different crime faction after the first one fucked up all my shit. Because sometimes, you know, that's how it ends up.
Alright, so where does AG go from there?
After being let go from the post, he decided to take up a new cause. A non-profit organization, Bleach Japan.
H-Shun? No way. He threw in with those bastards?
The Arakawa family had cost him everything. Yakuza abolitionists like Bleach Japan must have seemed quite noble.
Okay.
Hardly difficult to see why he turned to them.
So this was Bleach Japan, the ones who were trying to, like, clean up society in the last Like a Dragon, the right-wing fundamentalist purity culture types.
Mitamura flourished within their network. Ryo Aoki quickly took notice of him, gave him leadership over the entire Tokyo metropolis.
Wasn't Kume the head of the Yokohama branch?
Okay, so Eiji was working right underneath basically Ichiban's brother.
One thing though. So if H-Shun hates Yakuza as much as he seems to, why would he work with Ebina? Does he actually buy into the whole second dissolution story?
That's about the only reason that makes sense, given what we're hearing. A guy's so desperate for payback on the Yakuza. He'll help another Yakuza take them down.
Hold on. You really think so? AG's a true believer in the dissolution. Okay, maybe.
Whatever your take is,
But the things
Tomizawa,
he's done,
I would listen to
helping the
you.
mafia kidnap a little girl?
You've
I can't imagine crossing those lines for
you've
revenge.
got the insight of that origin story to think how he would think.
He'll just have to give us answers himself.
Like, what we should be doing is going, Tomizawa, after what happened to you, what would it have taken for you to end up where AG is now? Like, Tomizawa's probably the only person in this room who could give a good reasoning of, like, I can see how I could have turned out like him.
Next. Ebina recruits AG, who takes Chitose's channel over?
Once a reporter, always a reporter? Or a gossipy VTuber in this case.
And now, the channel's practically Ebina's mouthpiece.
Mitamura is likewise Ebina's proxy in Hawaii. Palikana's support strengthens him considerably. Lonnie is the key here. Without her, we fail. Kiryu-san's legacy, Hanawa's sacrifice, all will amount to nothing.
Yeah, no shit, but we're still dead in the water over here.
I mean, yeah, Tomizawa, he sided with the Hawaii Yakuza in order to try and, like, get his revenge on the Barracudas. Like, he sided with one criminal faction to try and take a different bit of criminal faction down, which, again, very similar to kind of where AG's ended up.
Oh, Chichan sent me a text!
Whoa, what'd she say?
It's just a picture. Looks like some kind of bar? She just took it. Think Chichan wants us to meet her there?
Could that be where AG's hold up?
Tell me, any chance you know this place? Please say you do.
Oh yeah, don't worry, I got this.
Don't worry, the taxi driver knows how to recognize a local bar based on a photo.
Better get there fast. Find out.
Thanks, guys!
Zoom.
Hanawa-san, I hope your faith in them proves wise.
Hey, Daidoji guys, do you want to, like, grab some guns and come join us? You'd probably be really helpful.
Ichiban.
Club Guilty, it's in District 5. Alright, let's go for it. It's America, guns are everywhere. I mean, but they're literally, like, these guys were able to get a hold of, like, a plane that could, on the sly, get someone out of the country and all the way to Japan. They can probably handle, here's a couple of guns. I can't imagine that would be that tough for them to do.
Right here, Ichiban. Supposedly, it's one of the most exorbitant clubs in Hawaii. And seedy as
I love the detail of a bunch of handcuffs hanging from the top rail of the entrance. It's a power move. It really implies a lot of people managed to get their cuffs off, and they're now flaunting them.
It's me. You okay, Chichan?
I was searching for AG. It was the only way I could think to make amends to you all.
You don't owe us amends. We can do this together. Just...
Please, listen to me. AG is inside. In Club Guilty, all the way in the back. A VIP table. He's drinking, laughing. There's Polycana everywhere.
Okay, gotcha. Chichan, are you inside?
Yeah.
We're on our way. Let's do this as a team. Achan's ours. We'll get Lonnie back too.
There's no time. And what are you saying? We're not on the same team. I betrayed you. AG manipulated you with my help. If you come after me, I might have to kill you too.
Don't you remember what I said to you back in District 5? Chichan, nothing's changed since then. I made the decision to trust you. That was my choice. No regrets. Believe me, everything's gonna be okay.
Never doubt this man's heart, girl.
I'm Alex C. I hope you enjoyed it. It's a hell of a ride at the end. There's a lot to unpack about the end of this game.
Okay. See you inside.
Okay.
We're finally making some decent progress over here on stream. We're not that far off done at this point. Let's go. Into the club.
Hey, it's Kasuga! The hell are you doing here?
I think a friend of mine has a table inside. You mind? I'll just squeeze through.
The balls on this guy. Hey, fellas! Looks like we got ourselves a new punching bag.
Hold on, Chichi.
I've got some leveling up to do against some scrubs.
Alright.
Let's go. Go, kid. Do your work. Let's go. Here I come.
Come on. Come on, Essence of Dondoka Beam. Tell me this is enough to one-hit kill this lot. Not quite. Okay. We're not quite in one-hit kill with the Dondoka laser territory yet. Maybe when I swap back to the hero class, we might be. Maybe I should be using the summons a little bit at this point in the game.
Looks like I'm up. Here I come. That all you got?
Ichiban, do you have... No, you don't have that squid attack yet everyone wants me to use. Ah, fuck it. Okay, yeah, basic Poundmate Summon will do pretty well. How much do we get paid for this? 7,500. Okay, we're making more per fight right now than the Poundmate Summon is costing to use, so it's reasonable to use it right now. Right. Time to go save Lonnie. Is the linebacker class? The linebacker class is such a what is an American class? I mean, yeah, but like, what else were you gonna give as the American class in this game?
Reliable as ever.
Now, is the kid here?
Kasuga-san, come on over.
Hey everyone, you came to the club with handcuffs hanging off the front door. Did you not expect that gunfire might be a possibility?
This should be one hell of a show.
Go ahead and enjoy yourself. I'll be right up. Ready?
Come on, Ichiban, I believe in you. Let's go save that kid.
I'll see you. Come on. All right.
Essence of showboating. I don't know if we've seen... Oh no, we have definitely not watched this attack yet. What is this? Tomizawa, this is your ultimate attack, is it? Okay, yeah, everyone, you were very correct literally 2 minutes ago, Terra. This is such an American super move. Oh! Go, fighting spirit. Yeah, fuck it, Ichiban. Do the big laser. Yeah, there we go. Okay, we have two pretty good attack all enemies attacks now.
Oh, that's fine work. Kasuga-san, look. Standing ovation.
Fuck you, you insufferable dick.
Where did you take her?
Oh, my bad. I am so sorry, but
Girl's already dead.
Huh? What'd you say? Shit. No more fucking around!
Oh. If it's any consolation to you boys, we disposed of her ages ago, so don't blame yourselves, okay? You'd have never made it here in time. Came all this way for nothing. Sucks, doesn't it? But hey, you guys got to party at a trendy club at least. Night wasn't a total loss.
Oh,
right?
AG, you are so hateable. I hate that you're so hateable. You were so likable for a while.
You have to pay for the property damages. Sorry.
I really wanted you to be a nice character, AG.
Standards, after all. Took you long enough.
Lonnie's still alive, isn't she?
Chitose, don't waste any time. Pull the bullet. Pull the trigger. Pull the trigger, Chitose. Pull the bullet. Pull the trigger.
You are so good at spying on people. Never thought it'd be your turn.
Don't monologue, Chitose. Pull the fucking trigger. Pull the fucking trigger.
Bottom of the sea, probably.
You really think I won't shoot you?
These are the moments in a Yakuza game where it's like, you will regret every second that you didn't pull this trigger here. Like, he's not gonna tell you shit. Pull the fucking trigger.
Fine. You win. Just calm down for a second. One question. How did you know I'd be here right now?
I snuck a GPS transmitter into your bag. Planted it at the Daidoji safe house, actually.
No, because this is, you've already said too much. Now if he survives this, if you don't kill him right now, he knows to find the GPS tracker in his bag and remove it so that you can't follow him to wherever he escapes to after this.
I can't believe I missed that. Oh, Kasuga-san, you see this? This woman we're dealing with? Treachery just flows in her veins. The girl's a fucking genius at it. See, that's why I used her. Her channel made that clear from the start.
Pull the fucking trigger.
I answered your question. Now talk. Tell me what I want.
He's never going to talk.
Where is Lonnie?
Oh, I would play the hell out of a Life is Strange style choose your own adventure Yakuza game. It would be fun as hell. You know what? Here's the compromise. That's how we get Yakuza Canada. It's a don't not developed Life is Strange style spin-off. It happens in Canada, so it doesn't affect the main plot of the Yakuza series. We get Yakuza Canada, but it's a Life is Strange game. Okay, she's alive.
Chito, behind you!
Yeah, you missed your fucking chance, Chitose. You get a gun to the head of the villain, you fucking shoot him.
That's a pretty bad cut. Hold still. Stop the bleeding. What were you thinking, Shichon?
Leave me and get Lonnie!
What were you thinking about not shooting him?
Honestly, you'd shoot a man in cold blood?
Clearly she wouldn't.
Your parents would be mortified by your behavior. Don't you regret being such a disappointment to Tara?
Fuck you!
That's garbage! Her parents would be proud! Anyone would with a daughter like her! Lonnie owes you her life. Great job, Shichon.
Ichiban.
Cat, I have no idea how you would turn Life is Strange style time travel into a Yakuza gimmick, but I'd love to see it.
We'll save her.
Let me fight too. I know I have.
You do all of the silly side content, and then you rewind time and go do the main plot, so that, like, canonically you can have spent 3 months on Dondoko Island, but also not spent 3 months ignoring the main plot. That's how they paper over the weirdness of the side content taking more days than the main plot alleges it took.
Let's go. The battle's on.
Okay.
Essence of Helldive. Yeah, AG... All the stuff with Lani, all the stuff with Lani has been really reminding me of, I've been recently rewatching just because I realized it had fallen off at some point and I want to know how it's doing. I've been rewatching My Hero Academia, and for anyone who's watched My Hero Academia, I think it's like season 3 or 4, there starts being plots about a little girl that is being held captive by a criminal organization. If you've seen it, you get what I'm getting at. And the reason I bring that up is I don't think it's an accident that I'm thinking about that in terms of the Lani being held by the Yakuza here in Hawaii stuff. It's got similar energy. Okay, Dondoka Beam. Do your big laser. Oh, I need to put back on Ichiban the make magic attacks way cheaper gear. Actually, I think I have it on there already. It was usually 100 for the laser, now the laser's 70. I've also been watching, like, I know it's sometimes low tier, low effort content, but I've been really enjoying a bit of reaction content recently. I've been watching a Blank Reacts 2 series, but it is specifically a professional volleyball player watching through and reacting to the volleyball anime Haikyuu. It's been real interesting watching one of my favourite sports anime through the lens of someone who knows infinitely more about that sport than I do. That's been an interesting thing I've been watching recently. It was a real good example of person with way more specialist knowledge on this topic giving their perspective on a piece of media I already enjoy. Haikyuu is so good. Having been watching that alongside my rewatch of Haikyuu, my rewatch of My Hero Academia, I love both of them for very similar reasons. Like, you know, there are some specifics that vary, but fundamentally, they're both shows about person who, like, was born physically in a way that, like, would suggest that they cannot achieve their dreams. Just working harder than anyone else to just be like, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna live my dream, and I'm gonna do the thing I've always wanted to do, even if I was born in a way that suggests I shouldn't be able to.
Let's get it done.
God, I really want a good roller derby sports anime. Like, I want the Haikyuu of roller derby to happen at some point, because God, that will be how I make my YouTube. My moment where I blow up on YouTube will be roller derby player reacts to roller derby anime. That will be my, like, the thing, the algorithm, when the algorithm finally goes, finally, you can, we'll push this. God. Before Ubisoft turned out to be absolute fucking garbage, there was a very real point where I wanted to get into Roller Champions commentary. I wanted to do commentating on Roller Champions competitive content. I know it's not one-to-one roller derby, but there is a lot of crossover in how you talk about the two sports, and
so persistent.
Hey, John.
Thought it'd be real fun to get into the commentary scene for roller derby adjacent video game.
Still H-on to you? Don't you understand at all? We were both lying to each other. Everything was an act. I was the poor kid in a chair.
Fuck this, man.
And you were a Yakuza with a human soul. Okay. Kasuga-san can have her. He's fought so hard. Take this too. They come in a set. Oh, don't squirm like that. These things explode upon impact. You better stay still.
Yeah, this man's turnaround to most hateable fucking villain in the Yakuza series is so fucking fast. This man took no time at all to be like, oh, what if I was literal strap a bomb to a child level maniacal villainy? Fucking hell.
That's now. Lonnie-chan's all yours.
This man,
Bryce would be mad, but he was only going to kill her anyway. This is more efficient in the long run.
Please don't do this! Hey, John!
I already told you. That's not my name.
God damn this whole scene.
There's never been a bigger sucker. Oh, it's not a bomb, you imbeciles. It doesn't detonate on impact. This is what sets it off.
Like that was completely fucking unnecessary. He just wanted a few moments of increased terror, particularly for a fucking child. No, don't go up. There was a door right to your side. Go through the door. There would have been a barrier between you and the smoke. Don't climb towards your attacker. Oh. Yeah, literally just push that kid down some stairs, pretending there was an explosive strapped to her, just to fucking scare, just to torture everyone. Oh.
Hey, John!
We-ho. Kasuga-san.
Oh. Like a dragon.
Lonnie, where would they take her?
Probably Nelly Island, fast as they can. And delivered to Bryce.
Oops.
Nelly Island, huh? The mystery destination. Alekana's holy land.
So, there's nothing more we can do?
None of you owe me your forgiveness. But for what it's worth, I'm sorry. Everything. I did everything he asked. Eiji had me over a barrel. I knew that Akane-san and Lani would eventually pay the price for it.
Dandelion says, I don't think I like this game right now. Yeah. Look, I want to say, by the time this game finishes, I think they have a satisfyingly realized narrative around Eiji. But playing this like in a pretty condensed amount of time really fucking sucks how lovable and likable they make Eiji to do the double turn and to pivot him this fucking hard to like absolutely fucking detestable villain. Like, I don't deny he's an effectively terrible villain. And I finished this game. By the time I finished it, I absolutely love this game. But I love this game with the massive caveat of I don't blame anyone who really struggles with what they do with Eiji. Drew C says, Eiji feels like how bad a guy can we make that Ichiban still tries to forgive? Kind of. A whole lot of this game, I think, is... In the first game, Ichiban is, to a fault, willing to forgive people who have wronged him and wronged others, and... like, no amount of wrongdoing will make Ichiban give up on a person and not forgive them. And I think this game, as a sequel, really is fundamentally very much about that. It is about how much can a person fuck you over and Ichiban still go, I think this person deserves not even redemption, but deserves a degree of compassion and understanding and someone to not abandon them. Because you see it with Tomizawa originally. You know, he tries to rob him at gunpoint. Then we see the escalation to Chitose. You know, was like gonna turn them over to Dwight, the Barracuda leader. Then escalating to Chitose had you know, been secretly had been being blackmailed, but was working against them the whole time. Then we escalate to Eiji's been fooling you the whole time, but also making him supervillain of the week. And it feels like this is a game that's very much trying to escalate worse and worse betrayals against Ichiban to go, how far does this belief you seem to have of, this dungeon sub-boss says, personally, I think Ichiban's first adventure managed to do that particular thing better, but maybe that's just me. I think this, it's trying to go, will Ichiban's belief that everyone is, like, that if he's told someone he trusts them or he wants to be their friend, that like he will give them every chance, no matter how bad, to turn things around. Is that a sustainable philosophy? And I think everything with Eiji is this game's biggest escalation of Ichiban. Do you truly believe what you were saying about the degrees to which you want to offer second chances? And I don't know whether I think... I don't know how I feel fundamentally about a lot of the choices the sequel makes. I think that by the end of it, I understand why they make a lot of them, and I think this game is... There's a lot of interesting conversation to be had about it, while still going... It sucks that Eiji was such a likable character, and they fucking weaponize him as much as they do. The sheer stark contrast between what the game spends half of its runtime sort of presenting that it's giving you with Eiji, and what a lot of the second half ultimately does with Eiji. And then, you know, we're not there yet, but complicated thoughts I have about the conclusion of this game. We'll keep going. It's a big part of why I wanted to stream this game. I have really complicated thoughts about it, and I don't know where I end up landing on a lot of the choices this game makes long term, and I want to be able to talk in depth with people spoiler-wise about this game, and the best way for me to do that is to play through the game on stream and go, cool, now everyone knows everything about this game, let's fucking spoiler chat some shit.
Can you tell us what you know, Chichan? Achan and Ebina. Anything more about them? And the Tatara channel, too.
Oh, yeah. Man, that channel really screwed us all, huh? That VTuber character. I mean, the person inside of her. That was Chitose, huh? And you'd say whatever AG told you to.
Right. But that only started about 3 years ago. I had been streaming longer than that. I started out on my own for about 4 years.
But it wasn't a call-out channel or whatever at first,
Right. When I debuted, all I wanted was to talk about stupid, frivolous stuff. I came up with the name. Even drew the character myself. She didn't animate well back then. Just flipped between my crummy still drawings.
That's quite a difference from now.
And then, AG offered the channel funds to commission a big-time artist and increase viewership. She was still the Tatara that I designed, but she was different, too. Now, she was sexier. More chest shots and all that.
Tale as old as time. Being retold digitally. I can't imagine that felt too great on your end.
This dungeon sub-boss, I get what you're saying about Masato being that test for Ichiban's philosophy, but, like, yeah, AG is... There's a lot more reasons that I think that Ichiban would have a harder time keeping solid in his philosophy. It's very much like, again, talking about other pieces of media I'm watching alongside this. I'm watching through One Piece, and I'm playing this through the lens of, like, yeah, what would it take for, like, fucking Luffy in One Piece to not be like, I know you did all this bad stuff to me, but I'm still gonna try and be your friend. It's like, this feels like a more seriously taken look at, like, yeah, that kind of character is great, but eventually, like, you have to ask the hard questions about who deserves the kind of forgiveness that you... Who deserves what kinds of forgiveness? And who deserves the kind of second chances you're
In the
offering?
beginning, getting 10 viewers meant the world to me. It really was the time of my life.
Tara, what did you miss? I don't know exactly when you left, but we went to a nightclub to try and find Lani, the little girl. Eiji was there. He pushed Lani down some stairs, strapped to a wheelchair with what he told her was a bomb on her lap. It was a smoke bomb. He got away. He ran away. He's taking Lani to Nele Island. Chitose is explaining to us why she betrayed us all.
It was...
Okay, yeah, you've not missed
time I
much.
felt
Literally
something
just
real.
Chitose explaining, like...
See, since I was born,
Yeah.
everything
I had my VTuber channel, and then
my hobbies, my
people
schoolwork,
offered to give me money to
even my best friends,
for the channel.
people I trusted for years, turned out to be on my father's take. The housekeepers would spy on me. They'd tell my parents everything I did.
How the hell could someone grow up like that?
My only reprieve was crawling under the covers at night to hide the glare of my phone. Then I could stream as Hisoka Tatara, and I could finally feel like myself. How dumb is that? Fake name, fake appearance, fake voice. But that's when I felt like the real me. The Tatara channel was something I started because I needed to escape. And then 3 years ago, it changed.
How'd it happen?
Around that time, the Fujinomiya cargo tanker sank. Do you remember? Over 20 crew members on board. And all of them died.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember that, I think. Containers were overloaded. I caught some of the press conferences apologizing for it.
Whoa, totally missed that.
The Fujinomiya Group's chairman, my father, wanted to cover it up.
You became a VTuber to
Completely
reveal
by
your dad's
accident.
corruption.
I found the documents where my father ordered the information suppressed. Not only did they toss away human lives, they tried to act like it never even happened. I made copies and mailed those documents to every TV station and paper I knew. And then, nobody did a thing. So as ridiculous as it seemed, I brought it up on the Tatara channel.
Seriously? What happened then?
On a channel with an all-time high of 10 viewers? Absolutely nothing. Well, no. There was some response. Fake. Who cares? Shitty vibes tonight. People peeled off one by one, till I was talking to an empty chat.
Hard to imagine it going differently, I guess.
Yep. Your
Everyone
one
swallowed
viral
the
video
cover story about an
melted
out-of-season
away.
typhoon. That was when he found me. When Eiji Mitamura tracked me down.
What do you mean? He came to you in person?
Eiji was a reporter at a paper before that. The Yakuza ruined him, though, somehow.
Yeah.
And then, he found my stream. Tatara, he figured, must be someone close to my family. He also deduced that it was most likely a student. After that, I was the only one who fit the profile. We talked, and Eiji gave me a present. It was a script to read on my stream, written in much more provocative language.
A script? So he really was feeding you lines this whole time.
We called out the Fujinomiya's pull among the wealthy elite and the media. Named every name.
He gave you the info you would need to tear down corruption so that you would be perceived as a legitimate mouthpiece by the time that he needed your sway to sell other stories.
Video got picked up everywhere. It really had a buzz. Once it was all over the net, mainstream outlets couldn't ignore it. People started cutting deals. Executives who knew they were culpable coughed up more evidence for leniency.
That explains it. Those press conferences I remembered seeing.
Yeah. The public's outrage kept growing, and soon, my father couldn't avoid the line of fire. He told me to get out of the country until things cooled down. Been in Hawaii ever since. It was nice. At first.
So, in a roundabout way, you ended up freeing yourself from your family. Now I get it. Bet your parents would have never let you dress like
But
this.
it meant that your new benefactor knew you had betrayed your family and revealed their secrets.
So they don't
That's pretty good blackmail
You wouldn't know
material.
it by their faces when we video call, though. Because of the tanker scandal and AG guiding the narrative, the Fujinomiya
Yeah.
group finally faced
Hey,
consequences.
you betrayed your family and AG knew it.
I thought of AG like a savior back then. He was like some kind of modern-day hero, fighting for justice.
Chi-chan, anyone would have felt that way. So, if all of that happened 3 years ago, what came next?
AG and I started operating the Tatara channel jointly. Our entire focus was calling out corrupt public figures. AG would unearth scoops and write our scripts. His stories were accurate, well-researched, and most importantly, they were
I mean,
sensational.
we now know AG was a former
Politicians,
journalist. He knows how to track
CEOs,
down
celebrities.
sources.
He exposed anyone in power with something foul hidden in their closet. More and more people started watching our videos, of course. Our subscriber count kept growing. Kept growing so fast it was ridiculous.
That sounds like the Tatara channel we're familiar with now.
This dungeon sub-boss says, AG being a bastard for years is the real big deal here. Planned specifically to hurt Ichiban for years, really climbing up the tippy top of the scum tier list. I mean, look, there's only so much evidence right now, but it really does seem like AG has a specific axe to grind with Ichiban. He thinks Ichiban's kind of dad and his Yakuza faction are responsible for, him getting arrested for a hit and run. He believes that, the way he sees it, Ichiban tore down Bleach Japan, which AG was working for a while. Ichiban's work was undercutting the second Great Dissolution. I see why, he got his long-term look on him.
Believe me, I thought I was doing the right thing. With news media bought and paid for, they never would have gone after the people in charge like we did. And then, little by little, AG's scripts started going off the rails. He wrote about an ex-Yakuza who claimed he had reformed, but was still double-dealing in secret. At the time, it seemed like another legitimate expose. But after that stream went out, more and more scripts came in about former criminals who were trying to make a new start. People who'd already paid their debt to society, made a spectacle of.
Well, he must have sensed his game plan at that point. Feed you and the viewers real scoops first to amass an audience, then start on his actual objective.
Hisoka Tatara became a puppet, dancing on his shitty little strings. And I was being used to ruin the lives of people who didn't deserve it. I never wanted that. Tatara was never supposed to be like this.
Yeah, but you did it, though. You did it, though.
It was all too much to take. So I told AG that I was leaving.
Except, he wouldn't let you quit.
That was when he threatened to go public with my real identity. And the name Ebina, his Yakuza benefactor, started getting thrown around. So I shut up and read the next script. The hero of Yokohama, exploiting ex-Yakuza to do his bidding.
Now I get it.
After that, you all know the rest.
Let me ask one thing. You defied Achan, even though he could ruin you. What made you do that?
Akane-san, Lani was all alone, and she protected her. She's an old woman, but still willing to risk her life to do good.
Now, look, the cynic in me would suggest, like, there is a less charitable read to have of Chitose, which would be, you realized AG was gonna get caught while you were in the room, and people were gonna work out you were Tatara, And if you wanted to salvage anything after that situation, you needed to be able to point and go, I spoke up. You did it at the last possible moment. You did it at the moment where you knew it was already kind of too late. And I don't think that's the case. I think she had a genuine a change of heart. But I think there is a cynical read to be had of why did you do it then and not in the car on the way there? When Edgy was not around and you could have very easily spoken up. You could argue the fact that she actively saw, oh shit, it's going down now. I need to be able to say that I did try and not do it. That the cynic in me sees that read. I wouldn't blame anyone in the party for feeling that way and not wanting her back.
But I know that doesn't make up for the channel, for all the evil I've done. Eiji frightened me so much, I couldn't openly oppose him. Back at Akane-san's house, when I, did what I did to you.
It was to buy you time, hoping you'd find Akane-san on your own.
Because Eiji had given me orders. Pose as the housekeeper, he said. And when Ichiban comes, get in with him. He was betting you'd find her before anyone else.
And so, Chichan, you thought that by stealing my clothes and getting me arrested for indecency, you were actually helping me out in the long run.
Yeah, I'm not a pro spy or anything. I was desperate. When Eiji asked what happened, I figure I'd make something up about unexpected trouble. Only then Kiryu-san showed up and got involved. So at District 5, it gave me one last chance to start following you. If I failed again, he would tell my family everything I'd done.
What a scheme.
In the end, I was too weak and scared to do anything but go along with it. And now Hanawa-san and Wong are dead. Akane-san and Lani are still in danger. I can't make any more excuses. No more lies.
And you're not keeping anything else from us, right?
Not got any other secret plot lines to reveal, Chitose.
A born traitor will stab you in the back again and again.
You're right. I guess. There's nothing left to say.
Hey, you alright with this, Kasuga?
Tomi has a pretty valid point. Maybe traitors can't be trusted. Of course, Tomi also betrayed Yamai.
You see what I mean? This whole moment here, you see what I mean? This game is very much a game about how much is Ichiban willing to forgive? Because Chitose really feels up against the limit of what would be reasonable to forgive and keep working alongside someone. I feel like any further than Chitose's point is a real... You're not doing your due diligence if you don't distance yourself at a certain point.
I just knew someone would bring that up. I knew.
Chichan, when we first met, for whatever reason, you took everything I had on me. Except this. You knew I wanted to give it to Akane-san. That it was important. We talked about it while we ate, remember? That's why you left it with me, isn't it?
Maybe. Or maybe I just thought I wouldn't be able to pawn it.
Could be. Either way, I appreciate it. Because it really is something important. And I never got to say this. Thank you, Chichan.
This fucking guy.
This was supposed to be my apology. Why are you like this? Okay. Thank you too, Ichiban.
Awesome. That takes care of all that.
Yep, your betrayal's in the past now. We're all good.
Akane-san can't protect her anymore. As it is, there's nothing in the world that'll keep me from seeing this through.
And look, as much as I'm being critical, I love Ichiban.
Let's make things right for them.
I love this sentiment in him, even if I think there are points where it is...
You even have to ask.
There needs to be a limit to his ability to do this.
Yeah.
But I love this man.
So then, the Kasuga
And
party
he
is
makes me want to
reunited once
believe in
and for all.
people.
Damn right. Now.
Cheers.
Now we just gotta, I don't know, find Lani and save her. That's all. Not much left. Just that we gotta do now, really.
Yeah.
Okay. Lani's been taken to Nele Island, probably. Yeah. We should probably go chat to Akane and be like, hey, what up? What do you know? Now, I think this might be where I start calling it a day for today, maybe? Oh, we'll do this call first, at least.
We've got trouble here. Some of my men have slipped. They're giving Palikana the old lady.
Oh, no.
Hold on. Yamai? Is Akane-san alright?
Just get over here. Be ready to go to war.
Shit's going down.
Akane-san's in trouble?
We need to get to Yamai's place, now!
Well, I think this is probably as good a place as any to start wrapping up. Let me just get Yamai's place in line of sight. And we'll wrap up any second now. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching today's stream. I hope you've enjoyed. I will be back with some more Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth on Wednesday. This dungeon sub-boss says, "You're my friendship mode activated. He tried to kill you and now he's a friend." Right, we didn't even talk about him. Like, this entire game is someone tries to kill you or do something evil, and Ichiban's like, yeah, I'm gonna turn them into a friend now. Everyone will be Ichiban's friends, that's just how it is. Alright, let me see if I can very quickly kill this team, and then we'll do our goodbyes, probably. Dandelion says, thank you for the stream, Laura, it's been a trip. It sure has. I hope it's been a good stream regardless of the fucking roller coaster that is Edgy. I'm gonna very quickly finish this fight and then see if we've got someone to raid to. You know what? We'll raid to the lovely Dex bonus. You know what? I'll do that raid now. Thank you very much, everyone. I hope you've enjoyed the stream. Have a good